What? Why are you here?
Yes.
How do nuns indoctrinate new nuns into their cult? None of us. None of us. None of us.
Fuck you.
Well, fuck you too.
Oh, fuck. Why do you? Oh, no.
Why is Discord not
What have
loading
you
my
done?
camera? I shall try this again.
Why am I so big
There
on
we
the
go.
stream? Fuck off.
You're so welcome for this. How are you all doing?
Hey, guys, can you like Can you
Can
like?
get a close up of your face, please?
Can you? No. Can you like take a few steps back and do a little twirl
Yeah.
for us?
Do I have to?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're
Mandatory.
gonna be reading today, sure. Hold on. How many? I can't hear you anyway. Ini the beninging Ini the beninging, there was a
That is
subscriber.
beautiful.
And I'll form the
Damn, that
head.
ass.
Hold on, I'm gonna send this to Egg.
You're so welcome for that.
You gotta show some more legs.
Maybe later.
And the
Hello,
night is
Pom.
still
Hello,
young.
Koa.
Ini the beninging Oh, there's just
Ini the
so much
beninging,
chaos.
there was a
subscriber.
What the fuck is going on?
I honestly, I don't know. Does it matter?
No.
I got something better.
Nargor's gonna undress live on stream for the first time. Let's go.
That's my job.
I have to say, nice dog, but
I mean, that is a beautiful dog. There is no but, so you're not. You, literally, you're not
there will
saying
be a
anything.
plot later today once I inevitably have to leave for a toilet break or a refill or both.
I'm gonna refill your ass.
That scared me. You're welcome. Also, welcome. Hello, cat peasant. Hello, Pom. That's part of what the fuss is about. You're welcome. This is my type of fashion souls. Greetings, Toa. What the fuck yourself, honestly.
Yeah.
Why aren't they all in
Right.
costume, though? Mostly,
Well, I'm too poor.
I mean, mostly because they didn't know. They were just as surprised to see this as you were. There were exactly 3 people besides myself who knew about this, and that's because they had to be involved in some way. You can't beat a dog, so they can't be in the contest because it defeats the purpose of a competition. Thank you. Finally, somebody with some reason and sense. Okay,
But
but
competition. What?
it is now, and you lost. You owe me 20
Son of a
bucks.
bitch. Ah, fuck. Let me just check my pockets. I'm all dry.
I think before we go any further, it's time for a prayer.
I'd like to go
Oh,
back.
No.
That's not an option. You're committed.
Oh, shit.
Dear Heavenly Daddy, we come before you amazed by the wonders of your creation and the mysteries that surround us. In our prayers today, we reflect upon the profound teachings of the Old Testament like an insatiable crow whose voracious appetite leaves us pondering. Lord, as we explore the pages of Scripture, we encounter stories that both captivate and bewilder us. Like an insatiable crow that constantly pecks at the mysteries of your provision, we wonder how it can find sustenance day after day. Our minds, like puzzled onlookers, cannot grasp the fullness of its feasting. As we read about your mighty
Feasting?
acts of deliverance, we find ourselves pondering the relentless hunger of an insatiable crow. Your power is displayed through miracles and events that leave us marveling. Yet, we humbly admit that we do not have all the answers, like a riddle that eludes our understanding. In our search for wisdom, we stumble upon passages that challenge our limited perspective, much like an insatiable crow defying the boundaries of reason. We struggle to reconcile the paradoxes and complexities we encounter, questioning the divine tapestry of justice and mercy. So, Daddy,
Tapestry.
we come to you with open hearts, seeking insight and understanding. Teach us to trust in your infinite wisdom, even when the answers seem as elusive as a clever pun. Like an insatiable crow that pecks at hidden truths, we surrender to your divine guidance, knowing that you hold the answers we seek. In the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior, we offer this prayer, trusting in your loving care and the enigmatic ways of your divine plan. Amen.
And a woman.
In the beninging,
And Nargor, because I don't think counts as either.
there was a subscriber.
Gaillard.
I mean, shouldn't I be the one that counts as both?
No, you're the one the prayer is directed to.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your money.
Currency can be exchanged for currency.
Teras, would you like to get right into it, or shall we get a summary of the entire Bible so far? How much do you remember?
I don't remember a single thing, but I'm sure you remember at least one thing.
I remember a few things, but I, of course, came prepared. As
Well,
you can tell.
Well, I mean, I suppose we could always just start from the beginning.
I'll give you a
In
rundown.
the beginning, sky is created, heaven and earth. But the earth was empty and unoccupied.
And so was
Darknesses
Teras'
were
head.
over the face of the earth. What?
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 No, don't worry. I prepared a nice text here.
Oh, no,
The Bible is a compilation of religious texts that span a wide range of genres, including historical accounts, laws, poetry, wisdom, literature, and prophetic writings. Here's a summary of the Bible up to and including the Book of Judith.
Did you just
In the beginning,
get
there was a
ChatGPT to
subscriber.
give you a summary of?
No.
An anonymous
Bible.
user
I would
gifted a
never.
tier 1 sub to Palm Punch.
In the beginning. Okay, well, I'm not allowed to give my summary. There was a subscriber.
An anonymous user
What
gifted
the
a tier
fuck
1
is
sub to
going on?
RSC_.
Will I shave my head? For the right price, anything can be arranged. In the beginning, there was a
just
subscriber.
throwing subs left, right, and center.
An
That's why I'm
anonymous
not
user
allowed to
gifted a
read.
tier 1 sub to Tofokman.
In the beginning, in the beginning, there was a subscriber. Hold on.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Just as the Musician.
Did it just say Tofok Man? In the beginning, there was a subscriber.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Nargor.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, the book of Genesis narrates the creation of the world and the early history of humanity. It introduces key figures like Adam and Eve, Noah, and the patriarchs Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In Exodus, the Glasgowites experienced slavery in Egypt, but Skytus raises up osmosis to lead them to freedom. The book includes the dramatic events of the 10 plagues, the parting of the Red Sea, and the giving of the 10 commandments. Well, 15, but well, we all know how that went. Leviticus focuses on laws and regulations given to the Glasgowites to guide their worship, rituals, and moral conduct. It emphasizes the importance of holiness and purity. Numbers recounts the Glasgowites' journey through the wilderness, including their struggles, rebellions, and encounters with various nations. It also describes the organization of the tribes and their census. Deuteronomy contains a series of speeches by osmosis, preparing the Glasgowites to enter the Promised Land. It reinforces the importance of obedience to Skytus' laws and warns against idolatry. Idolatry? How the fuck do you pronounce that word? Whatever. Joshua tells the story of the Glasgowites' conquest of Canaan under Joshua's leadership. They cross the Jordan River, conquer Jericho, and establish their presence in the land. Judges covers a period of Glasgow's history characterized by cycles of disobedience, oppression by neighboring nations, and deliverance through judges like Deborah, Gideon, and Samson.
Samson?
But
Well, it's still better than Apple.
I mean, sure. Ruth follows the story of a Moabite woman named Ruth, who through loyalty and devotion becomes part of the Glasgowite lineage. It highlights themes of kindness, redemption, and the providence of Skytus. 1st and 2nd Samuel depict the transition from the era of judges to the establishment of the Glasgowite monarchy. Samuel anoints Saul as the first king, followed by David, who becomes a central figure in Glasgow's history. 1st and 2nd Kings trace the reigns of Glasgowite kings, including Solomon, the division of the kingdoms into Glasgow and Judah, and the fall of both kingdoms to foreign powers due to their disobedience to Skytus. 1st and 2nd Chronicles provide a selective history of the Glasgowite monarchy, focusing on the lineage of David and the importance of faithfulness to Skytus' covenant. Ezra recounts the return to the Glasgowites from Babylonian exile and the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. It emphasizes the restoration of worship and adherence to Skytus' law. Nehemiah tells the story of Nehemiah, who leads the effort to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem and restore the city. It showcases his leadership and dedication to the welfare of the people. Tobit, a narrative set during the Assyrian exile, follows the journey of Tobit and his son Tobias. It highlights the themes of faith, righteousness, and divine providence. Finally, the Book of Judith tells a tale of a brave Jewish woman, a widow named Judith, who saves her people from the invading Assyrian army by deceiving and beheading their general, Holofernes. Her actions inspire the Glasgowites to rise against their enemies. You are now caught up, Teras.
Oh, hold on. I've got a response to that.
Sure
You
you
just
do.
need to give me one moment.
I give you a moment because I need sunglasses. Well, I mean, I said sunglasses, but shouldn't I say none glasses?
Come on.
I didn't hear a reaction, but I assume you all cheered.
Oh yeah, we were just.
And
No, we
everybody
didn't.
clapped.
Just going. Hold on, my reaction is well, just un momento.
Of course, I mean, you're anything for you.
I'm so wonderful.
Next time you put on the sunglasses, please pull out the pistol as well.
We just
Cat Peasant
signed.
cheered. How nice of you. Teras,
Yes.
I think you've stalled enough. I'm hungry, and you're hungry for some words.
Hold on. Words.
But I
I
hardly.
don't know any words.
So glad I came
Hold on,
prepared.
I'm still missing alcohol.
Aim only I came prepared. It's gonna be so comfortable for a change. I'm already enjoying every moment of this.
Why?
I'm washing off the stronger alcohol with weaker alcohol.
Wise. Ah,
Because I'm an alcoholic.
Teras, look! I got mozzarella sticks.
I forgot this one's spicy.
Everybody,
Spicy
when they
alcohol.
talk to Skytus?
I got chili meat.
Well,
That's so
unchill
cool.
it.
That's it, guys. It's stream over. we've had a good run. You know.
Yeah, we can't really top that at all.
I'll top you.
Sky's the limit. Why do I have a?
I'm having a great time. I don't know about you guys.
Why do I have a hype train conductor?
Because you
near my-
conducted the
what
hype train.
How do I? How?
It just says there, accept.
Oh. No, it's fine. I've changed it. Hold on, I
Damn
think
it.
I've changed it.
You found out.
Gay. No, I didn't change it. How do I remove it? Allow me to remove it. Please. I don't want to be a conductor.
Pray for you. Why would I pray for you? If I would pray for anyone, it would be Teras, because he'll need it. Oh, this is somewhat chilly and spicy. Maybe I should put this in the fridge. Make it less spicy.
Oh. What happened with my order? Hold on. I ordered food. I already forgot all about it. I have the attention span of a fucking child.
You're the kind of person to order food and like 10 minutes later, oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to order food. And then your food arrives and you're like, oh, finally. Wait, this isn't what I ordered. Whatever, I'll eat it. And then 10 minutes later, your other food arrives and you're like, more food. Nice.
No, by the time the second food arrives, I forgot I had the first one. I'm like, oh, look, food. Wonder where that came from. What a nice surprise out of absolutely nowhere. Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a piss.
What am I supposed to even say at this point?
Nothing, I guess.
We agreed that this would be a special episode. In part because Teras would finally be reading the Bible, other than just a single sentence. And he just leaves.
Maybe that's why he drank 5 shots worth of alcohol
That
already.
would be smart. Well, I mean, I got enough food to get me through this, so I don't know what your guys' plans for the rest of the night. I got myself the snacks.
Was a pretty satisfying piss. I thought of Skyters. More like pissed. Right, where's my where is it? Nope, that's the Book of Genesis. That's still
Not
the
to be
Book of
confused with
Genesis.
the Book of Genocide, which is a few books later in the Bible. They just renamed it later on. Did you wash your hands, Teras?
Of course you didn't.
With holy water.
Aha.
Wash your hands with some alcohol, like you should. I mean, technically.
Yeah. This is just isopropyl alcohol. Sterilized. Are you happy now?
I'm gonna be happy when you start reading.
The spray is isopropyl alcohol.
But that was for later when the alcohol you already have there is gone.
Now that's why I want to go blind because I don't want to look at skies anymore.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
Like, what are we doing? Where am I? What am I reading?
You already highlighted it. You can't excuse
Oh,
yourself.
I did. Yeah, I did. I did. Yeah, hold on. Let me just not just unhighlight that. Hold on. Oh no, I'm lost.
Oh no! If only I had highlighted it already, because I knew you were gonna do this.
Oh, okay.
Eris, if I can bring enough snack to be constantly eating, then you can read the Bible.
But I can't read. Oh, it's like you remember the ASDF movie bit? I'm chuckling at a bug going, I can't read.
Are you done storming?
No, hold on. I'm sure I can figure something else to spell with. So I got this screwdriver set.
How about screw you? Drive this conversation forward.
Oh, yeah, right. Right. S or 10, 1. Close bracket. Right. The king passed the night without sleep.
That was
And
wrong.
so he
It's that
ordered.
night, not the night.
It's fine. That's the night. It's fine. Hold on. Let me just change that. The king passed the night without sleep, and so he ordered the histories and chronicles of former times to be brought to him. Full stop.
You really can't read, damn.
I don't do well under pressure, okay?
Have you considered
Oh.
increasing
It's
your
okay.
alcohol consumption?
You know what? That's a really good idea. So I'm gonna go get a glass. I'll be
No.
back in an hour.
Why did I? Excuse me, Nargor?
Yes.
What are you insinuating?
For you to check off. No, we were talking about this mojito we were making about kiwis, and the kiwi didn't come true. So I was like, you had to smash it more.
Oh, I thought because it didn't. Well, never.
Yes. Oh no, sorry. It was actually about the watch that I had as a kid that got energy from when your hand moved. So I couldn't keep it on my right hand.
The Pornhub armband? Anyone remember that thing?
No.
Yeah, I've got two people here with me.
I thought
This
this
is
was a Christian
Sammy, who just came back from Poland. He was there for 2 weeks.
My condolences.
And that's Tapio, the host, who is keeping me in alcohol.
That's wrong.
So he's a nice guy.
Harris is the host. Come on, Teras. You can do this.
Yes.
Wow, that's some bold words of you. Can I just go on Fiverr and outsource my reading to some
Nope.
Chinese man?
You could have thought of that before, and we could have definitely done that. Now it's too late.
Damn it. And outsource an Indian call center.
Yes.
Right. Oh, and when they were reading them before him, 10:2, they came to that place where it had been written. How Mordecai? I'm gonna say it's Mordecai.
Yes.
Mordecai had reported the treachery of Bigthan.
Big then. It's like Nathan, but big.
Hold on.
I know exactly what you're doing. While you do that, can you listen and process something?
No.
Okay, well then I just ask you to look at the chat when you're done.
Which chat?
Mine. Which?
Yeah, fuck you, Chris. You fucking Polish arsehole. Oh. It's okay, I'm allowed to say that.
Because you are one.
Anyway, treachery of Big Nathan and Teresh, the eunuchs. That's not how you. Hold on. The eunuchs. Okay. Who desired to cut the throat of King Artaxerxes. Artaxerxes. It's Artaxerxes. Artaxerxes. Let's go with that. When the king had heard this, he said, "The honor and reward was Mordecai been given for this fidelity?" ?
Teras is the kind of person, when his parents tell him in the morning, "You gotta go to school," he's like, "No, I broke my arm." And then his parents are like, "No, you did." And then he's like, "Yes, I did." And then he proceeds to break his arm just so he doesn't have to go to school.
Oh. His servants and ministers said to him, "He has received no compensation at all." Full stop. And immediately the king said, "Who is the atrium?" ? For, you see, humans was entering humans. Human was entering human. That's He-Man.
It's
He-Man.
He-Man.
It's not He-Man.
Haman was entering the inner atrium of the king's house to suggest to the king that he should order macaroni and cheese to be hanged on the gallows, which had been prepared for him in the kitchen. The servants answered, "Human." My brain only sees like 2 letters of a word and just assumes what it is. It's non-optional. Haman is standing in the atrium, full stop, and the king said, "Let him enter." 10:6, and I'm just reading certain bits and not reading other bits, like the dots and the numbers. It's funny. And when he had entered, he said to him, what ought to be done for the man whom the king," end of line, scroll up, "wishes to honor?"
Get your own Bible.
But Haman, thinking in his heart and supposing that the king would honor no one else but himself, answered, "The man whom the king wishes to honor ought to be clothed with the king's apparel and be set upon the horse that the king rides." Is this just king cosplay? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, today is a cosplay stream, so to be fair.
And received the royal crown upon his head, and let the first of the king's rulers, sovereigns, hold his horse. And he they, that's not that there's no he in there. And as they advanced through the street of the city, proclaimed before him and say, thus shall be honored whom the king decides to honor. I swear to God I know English and I can read. It's just I can't read very fast.
I can read. I just
But
choose not to.
I can read fast, just not out loud apparently. I haven't actually read anything out loud since
School.
since I was about 6. my last speech in high school was supposed to be in science about space related things, and I had a bunch of facts and things I was gonna.
Basically everything space related.
No, probably. I was gonna talk about solar system, and I had all these facts practically memorized. Everyone else had these little notes you just read off of, but all I wrote was just the kind of words to remind me of the facts I was gonna say, and then when I actually went to stand in front of the class, my brain just became blank, and I looked down at the piece of paper, it just says moon, and I just looked back, I was like, the moon is big, and stuff. Next page is and it just says Jupiter. I was like, Jupiter has moons.
I
Many.
can so imagine that.
And then it was really, really extremely awkward. And at that point, the class was just laughing, and the teachers just looking at me. It's like, just sit down, just back to your seat. Just shut up. Just stop.
Send the paper and go away.
I have all these big extensive facts I was gonna say that I memorized, and my mind just went immediately blank the moment I was actually supposed to have remembered them.
Nice.
Oh, anyway, I'm glad Skytes is actively highlighting where I am, because I would not know where I am.
I know you too well by now.
And let the first of the king's rulers and sovereigns hold his horse, and as they advance through the street of the city, proclaim before him and say, "Thus shall be honored whom the king decides to honor." Isn't this the third time he's saying that? And I've only been reading for a paragraph. And the king said to him, "Hurry, take the robe and the horse, and do as you have said to Macaroni, the Jew." I'll give the highlights. The Jew. Who sits in front of the gate of the palace. Be careful not to omit any of these things which you have mentioned. Just emanating them, just vibrating. You can just hear it off in the distance. And so human. No, that's not human. That's Haman. Haman took the robe and the horse, and arraying macaroni and cheese in the streets of the city, and setting him on the horse. He went before him and cried out, "He is worthy of his honor, whom the king has decided to honor." Again,
hey, Teras, remember about the Bible being repetitive and certain rules?
I don't, because my mind's going blank, but I'm just going to drink it anyway.
All the more reason.
There's not going to be enough alcohol.
Where have I heard that
There's no
before?
such thing as enough alcohol.
Well, I suppose enough is when you pass out and no longer have to read the Bible, which is my goal for today.
Good point.
Also, where's my food? My food is
usually on your leg.
It's 10 minutes away. And
are you an
so Haman took the robe and the horse. Now we already read that, but fuck you, guys.
Maybe I will.
And Macaroni returned to the palace door, and Haman hurried to go to his house, mourning the hiding of his of. There's no of. I don't know where the of came from. Hiding his head, and he explained to Zeresh, his wife. Zeresh does not seem like a name for a wife. Unless he just kidnapped a man and decided you're my wife now.
Zeresh sounds like what you say when your doctor asks you what ails you.
What?
Thanks, I hate it. And his wife, and to his friends, all that had happened. Fuck, shut the actual fuck up. To his friends, all that had happened to him, and the wise men whom he held in council, and his wife answered him, if macaroni before whom you have begun to fall is from the offspring of the Jews, Jews, you will not be able to witness him, but will fail in his sight. As they were still speaking, the king's eunuchs arrived and compelled him to go quickly to the Feastonian, for fuck's sake, which the queen has prepared.
I had a brilliant idea. It's too much work, but
I have a whole new appreciation for when Skydids read the Bible. My brain cannot wrap itself around the writing, combined with all the fuck-ups.
I have a brilliant idea, though. What if we have you, Teras, read the entire Bible, and then we write down exactly what you say, and that is the new Bible?
Yes.
Fucking god.
Limited edition.
Bible, Insatiable Crow edition.
God. The fucking acoustic edition. And so the king and Haman entered to drink with the queen. Full stop. And the king said to her again on the second day, after he was warmed with wine, "What is your request, Esther, so that it may be given to you?" Question mark. And what do you want? Why are you highlighting the wrong fucking bit, you fucking imbecile? And what do you want done? Question mark. Even if you ask for half of the kingdom, you will obtain it.
You know,
She
you could
answered
just get
him,
your own Bible.
"If I have shut the fuck up, if I have found the favor in your eyes, O king." Why is the O capital? What part of
That's his
this
name.
sentence?
His name is
What
O.
that's
Hi, I am O. Oh, the king. Oh,
no,
the king.
he's just really fat, and they symbolize the one O because he's round.
Just because you're fat
Eyes,
doesn't mean
O
the king is.
king. If it please, because I'm a fat fuck. If it pleases you, spare my soul, I ask you, and spare my people, I beg you. For I and my people have been hounded over. Hey, my food is on its way. It's 7 minutes away. Where was I? Something. Hounded to be crushed, to be slain, and to perish. That sounds like a rap line. And from like
Yeah, it's a rap on their life.
And if we were only being sold as servants and slaves, the evil might be tolerable, and would be. There's no be. And would have mourned mourned in silence. But now our enemy is one whose cruelty overflows upon the king. And King Artaxerxes, my brain doesn't like that word. Artaxerxes answered and said, "Who is this, and what power? What that he could what? Hold on. Bleh. And what power they would dare to do these things?" And Esther said, "This is a hey, the map is out. My foot is 6 minutes away, and it would dare to do those things." And Esther said, "This is our most wicked enemy and foe." Haman, hearing this, Haman was suddenly dumbfounded, unable to bear the faces of the king and queen. But the king, being angry, rose up and, from the place of the Feastonian, entered into the arboretum. 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 Yeah, that's I like that one.
But I had in your hand.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you fucking Jew. Of the garden, Haman likewise rose up to entreat.
It's like entreat or entreat. What you do on Halloween.
Entreat. Ask someone earnestly or anxiously to do something. What do you know? Hold on, that's the book of Genesis. Here we are. And rose up to entreat Esther to queen for his soul, for he understood the evil was prepared for him by the king. When the king returned from returned from the rectum of the garden and entered into the palace of the Esther lay, and he said, "And now he wishes to oppress." I fucked that line. It wasn't important, clearly. "And the queen in my presence, in my house, the word not had yet gone, not had not had the ward. Hang a minute.
Take your time.
I need a moment. Hold on.
Take a drink
Again,
if it helps.
My brain. Yeah, you know what's a good idea. My brain is not made.
You know what?
My foot is 3
In
minutes away.
sympathy.
Again, my brain is not designed to read out loud.
Your brain is not
Where was-
designed.
Where was I? The ward had not yet gone out of the king's mouth, and immediately they covered his face in cum. And Harbona, one of the eunuchs of there's no of, where did of come from? One of the eunuchs who stood in ministry to the king said, "Behold the wood which he had prepared for the macaroni," who spoke up. On behalf of the king stands the human's house, having I like how the hat man is pronounced differently every single time I come across it. House. What house? I live in a house. House having a house. House MD. House having a height of 50 times 18 inches, 447 millimeters.
That's wrong.
That's 45. That's 45.7 centimeters.
That's correct.
Or yeah, it's wait, yes, or 4.57 centimeters. Centimeters? No.
Wrong.
No, that's 45. I was thinking of the wrong units.
What's the unit after centimeters? The next bigger?
It's meters.
Before meters?
Centimeters.
No, between meter and centimeter.
Decimeter.
I don't know.
Decimeter.
I've never heard of that. I've never. I haven't. Hey, look, my foot is almost here. Guys, my foot is almost here. It's fine, guys. We're safe. My foot is here. Ah, right. The king said to him, "Hang him from it." From what? I wasn't paying attention. What is he hanging him from?
It.
The gallows, I guess.
Why is this stream paused? I somehow paused Skylus' stream. There we go. That's refreshed now. The king said to him, "Hang him from it." Oh yeah, what is he hanging him from again?
The suspense of not knowing.
Understandable. And so Haman was hanged on the gallows, which he had prepared for macaroni, and the king's anger was quieted. What did Haman do again? Why was he hanged? Again, I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, he's called Hangman for a reason. They just omitted 4 characters.
I was about to say, didn't he snitch on the macaroni guy or something?
I'm glad someone's at least pretending to pay attention, because boy, am I not. On the day, King Artax,
Hey, Teras.
Yes.
Look, I have an apple. And look, I have some chili something sauce from my mozzarella sticks.
But you have a pen.
I'm gonna do a Teras.
And a pineapple.
But you can't really see.
Hold on, my food is here. Yeah.
Note to stream, don't do that. That doesn't taste very good.
Who would have thought? Nobody could have guessed that.
What do you think Teras ordered?
Come again?
I think
Chinese, maybe?
fries. Definitely fries. I mean, Teras, you can try to coerce other people into reading, just for the record.
Are we getting a food review, please?
So you get a very larger than usual mukbang. Hey, donuts.
Do not eat these.
Anyway, where was I?
I already highlighted it for you, baby.
And on the day, King. Artaxerxes gave the house of.
Are you gonna just say 2 words and then take a bite?
Haman, the adversary of the Jews, to Queen.
Hey, yo, Queen? I need to eat slower. This is already...
Esther and macaroni entered before the. You're so welcome. I already forgot what I was.
The...
King.
There you go.
This is really nice.
You're really
It's
nice.
also really messy.
So is your reading.
Oof.
For Esther had confessed to him that he was her. Paternal uncle and. The king took the ring, the one ring, which he had ordered to be taken from Haman, and he handed it to. I lost what I was. Handed it to Macaroni, and Esther appointed Macaroni over her house. House? I live in a house.
I thought you lived in Skyter's walls.
Well, I can't live in his walls if he lives in my head. It creates a bit of a paradox. Feet and wept. Oh wait, no, I missed a line. Not content. With these things, she threw herself down to the kings.
With these nuts.
Exactly.
Feet and wept and. Really saucy. Speaking to him, pleaded that he would give orders, and the malice of Haman, the Agagite.
It's a gag. It's like 9 gag, but it's a gag.
It's Agag light. And his most wicked schemes, which he had contrived against the Jews. What has he got against the Jews? I guess the Jews have just been always
So just a reminder,
treated poorly.
Huffman is the guy who was like, oh yeah, this Jew's annoying me. I'm just gonna kill all the Jews. Because that one Jew is annoying.
No, you're thinking of Hitler.
That was Hitler.
Nope, this is pre-Hitler.
You mean like the OG Hitler?
No. Like beta
So you're
Hitler.
trying to tell me that Hitler is just human fucking reincarnated.
Basically.
You're
But
saying
it's
Hitler's
Huffman,
just
not
some
He-Man.
poser.
Poser?
Would be most ineffective.
But I hardly know her.
Can you eat one of those in one bite, Teras?
Harris is a big boy.
He's going for it.
Not quite, but Don't throw up. Don't throw up. Don't throw up.
Almost.
Yeah. Gold 1/5 came out again.
But he, as was the custom, extended the golden scepter with his hand, which was a sign of clemency, and she rose up and stood before him, and she said, "If it pleases the king, if I missed the ant, and if I have found favor in his eyes, and my request is not to be disagreeable to him, I beg you that the former. I hardly know her.
But I hardly know her.
You're late. I already forgot what I was. Oh, there we go.
I know.
Former layers of Haman, the traitor and enemy of the Jews. Yeah, we get it. The guy didn't like the Jews. You don't have to mention it as like a title every time you say his name.
Gotta make sure you know the main antagonist.
Isn't that Skytus?
No, that's the main Antichrist.
No. By which he instructed them to be destroyed in all the king's provinces. May the force be with you, apparently, may be corrected by the new layers. For how will I be able to endure the murder and execution of my people? Question mark. And the king Artaxerxes, I don't like that word at all.
Try again.
Answered Esther, the queen of Macaroni, the Jew. Apparently she's a Jew. I have granted Haman's house to Esther, and I have ordered him to be fastened to the cross. So wait, they gave the house of Hitler to a Jew.
Talk about a plot
No,
twist, I guess.
yes. But I don't think Hitler knew that she was a Jew, but I'm not sure.
Those sneaky Jews.
I did not see that coming.
Not gonna.
Did you?
But I gotta admit, while we're on the topic of food, this apple is pretty juicy.
Fuck off.
And frankly agree.
Stop stalling. Start reading.
I fucking thought. Oh. Because he dared to lay hands on the Jews. I don't like laying hands on the Jews. They usually steal my money. Therefore, write to the Jews. How many times are we going to mention the word Jews?
I don't know. How about you
Just
make it a
as
drinking
it
queue and find out once you pass
Pleases
out?
you, in the king's name, sealing the letter from my ring, from his was the custom, not from his, mind you, it's for this, but you know, nuances. For this was the custom, and letter which were sent to the kings. The fuck is in this thing? I don't know what this is. Tastes cheesy.
Just so it. Wait, it's cheesy? As in cheese?
Yes.
Then it must be one of my puns.
I think this might be the cheese and onion one. Name. And were sealed with his ring. No one would dare to contradict. I have no idea what I just read because I forgot what was before it.
Yeah. How is this any different from normal Bible reading?
I have a feeling during normal Bible reading, the reading is so uninterrupted that I get at least the vaguest idea of what's going on at any given time.
Where's my X button?
Hey, if you go back to our Bible readings. You do see me occasionally reacting to something relevant. And I'm not just doing that to make you think I'm paying attention.
Doubt.
And their scribes and copyists. Copyists? What? Is that even a word? A copyist? Hello?
Yeah, it's like copy, copier, or the copyist.
Obviously.
Paste. Copyist, noun, a person who makes written copies. Wow, I didn't expect that.
I'm glad you learned that.
Scribes and copyists were brought in. Now it was the time of the third month, which is called Sivan. I like how this is just a random piece of extra information in brackets. When was the last time we found a random other piece of information in brackets?
457 millimeter. You forgot something important. Well, not forgot. You mispronounced. It's not Sivan. It's Van. It's like a van, but in Spanish. And yes.
See. On the 23rd day of the month, N letters were written. The end. As Macaroni wanted the Jews, again with the Jews, into the governors. That's how you say that. Governors and prosecutors and judges who presided over the 100. I lost the line. On there you go. Over 127 provinces from India all the way to Ethiopia. Is that the first time that they've actually mentioned the region they were occupying?
Nope. You just don't pay attention as per usual.
Oh,
The phrasing India to Ethiopia has been mentioned before.
Oh, nice. I recall that well at all.
What a surprise. Have you tried alcohol?
2-1 province and another. 2-1 people and another in accordance were able to read in here. Wait. What? Oh, I missed a line. In accordance with their luggages, and letters to the Jews. Again, with the Jews. Exactly as they were able to read in here. And these letters, which were... No, not that. That wasn't... My body was making a funny... My body was making a funny...
Yeah, that's what I usually do with my mouth.
Ooh.
Ask your mom, I mean, what?
Hey, Skyders. How quickly will you get banned if I just start masturbating on stream?
I don't know.
Would you want to find out?
There's certain crimes and wrongdoings that are just worth doing.
You're lying to me again. That's not the line we're at. I already read that line. There we go. That's you.
I also have other things to do, Teras. I'm eating, I'm trying to listen to you, and I have to keep up with where you are at the Bible and look at the chat and do various other things. I have to do.
Fine. We'll just hand out some of these responsibilities to like other people.
Teras.
Like Nargor can just pay attention to the chat. He can just read it out loud like an Alexa.
What the fuck?
Look at the chat, Teras.
I eat here.
While you're at it.
That's terrifying. Thanks, Cat Peasant. Very cool. And these letters, which were sent to the king's name, had been signed with his ring. Signed with his ring? He's using it as a stamp.
Basically. Good thing you paid attention, because that was mentioned like 10 lines before.
Glad I paid attention. Duh. And were sent by swift couriers who were to rush in every direction. Well, like at once? How does one person rush in every direction?
I mean, maybe it just says swift couriers, which is plural, which means multiple, but I'm no linguistic expert.
Yeah, but every single one of them rushing individually in all directions.
Just because your
Probably
brain
not.
is always rushing in every
They're-
direction.
They're all just vibrating in one spot, trying to go in every direction.
I'll vibrate your spot.
Okay, I'll be over in 10 minutes. Through all the provinces, so as to prevent the former letters with new messages. I did read that right, it doesn't sound right. The king commanded them to bring together the Jews throughout each city and to instruct them to join together. Hey, that sounds familiar. So,
What I thought.
so as to make him stand for their lives and to execute and destroy again. we're turning for smoker here. All their enemies with their wives and children and their entire houses. So, and to plunder their spoils. And one day of retribution was established through all the provinces, namely the 13th of the 12th month, Adar. This is the good shit, by the way. It's just pastry with beef. That's all it is.
You're making me hungry.
Hey, Teras.
Really saucy beef.
Hey, Teras.
Yes.
You want to see a magic trick?
No.
Okay. Then you will continue reading.
I'd like to change my answer.
Alright, look, my hands are up here. I'm not doing anything with them. Get wrecked, cat peasant.
I don't get it.
Be free to continue.
I'm mesmerized by the emojis. Artex.
Which chapter are we on, Paris?
Friday the 13th. Artaxerxes,
It's
the mediocre king from India,
it's
all the
after
way
the
to
Lich King.
Ethiopia, to the generals and leaders of the one,
Shit.
just the one provinces. That obey our command. Greetings, he said.
I'm just gonna drink
That
this.
did not flow particularly well, did it?
As the Bible usually.
In arrogance, many have abused the goodness. I'd like to abuse the goodness.
I would encourage you to take a few extra drinks because the Bible is deciding to be very boring today.
Are you sure that's just not because I'm reading it?
No, that's the only saving
Yes.
grace.
Leaders and the of leaders and the honor has been bestowed on them, and they strive. Yeah, it's strive. Not only to oppress the king's subjects, but not acting according to the glory hole given to them, set in motion to plan, not to plan, it's a plan. To plan again, a plan to ambush those very ones who gave it.
Nuts.
And I got a donut as well.
Lots of them.
About a couple.
In fact, 275 grams.
Neither are they content to withhold thanks for benefits and to violate in themselves the law of humanity, but they also think. Sorry, my brain just turned off there for a minute. But they also think they are able to escape from every sentence of the sifting judgment of Skytus, and they. So nice donut. Just scroll up now. Rush forth in such insanity that they attempted to subvert by filthy lies. I almost read that as filthy Jews. Those who carefully filled the offices. What is this? Delegated to them, and so perform everything that is deserving of the praise of all. The praise of all. Apparently,
Offices
that's
and
how you.
desist.
Yeah, like that. Meanwhile, the craftily deceived. They, not the. Hold on, let me just change it to the. Meanwhile, the craftily deceived by frauded the ears of single-minded leaders, and they judge others according to their own nature. Full stop. Why does time move slower when I'm reading the Bible?
Why am I actively losing brain cells when you're doing that?
Just as the expediency of the public good, my brain just fucking had a stroke. The public good demands, and so that you may be clearly understood. Clearly, you may. Hold on. My brain is just. I'm just having a stroke. This is not going to be enough alcohol. This is. My brain does not enjoy reading out loud. At all.
Good.
Good thing I got almost a whole bottle of whiskey here.
That means we already have a plan for the 100th episode.
Oh no. So we're at least 3 to 4 years away from that. Oh, it's really bad.
You
Oh,
wanna
hey,
have to
too much
listen to
whiskey.
your what?
Woo!
Woohoo!
I'll design the bigger glass and pour this into a bigger glass and add more of something because I'm drinking almost straight whiskey.
Well,
I'm not that drunk
it's
yet.
Pride Month,
I'm
so
not drunk
maybe.
enough yet to drink straight whiskey. Hold on.
And before he falls over.
Why would you drink straight whiskey during Pride Month?
Isn't it called neat?
Good thing
Why is your stream so far behind me?
I don't know. Pause and unpause it.
No, don't be silly. That's too much effort.
Pay somebody to do it for you.
I'll just refresh the website. It's fine.
Okay. So, what's everybody else up to?
Still eating. What are
Slowly
you up to?
sobering up.
I'm doing the opposite of sobering up.
Cookie. No. Cookie? No. Cookie? No. Cookie?
Just eat the fucking cookie, you monster.
Cookie? No. Cookie?
I don't think
No.
Skyler's counted a Cookie Monster.
Cookie?
I think he finally lost it.
Cookie?
He's never had it to begin with.
What do you mean I lost it? I still have 3 more cookies, plus like a third of one. What do you mean I lost it?
Skyler doesn't lose anything. Which includes his virginity.
That is very well placed.
How would you place your virginity? Just keep it on your mantle.
Place it next to your mom to make sure I don't lose it.
You know what? You're not going to lose it next to it, that's for sure.
So what are you making there?
Orange.
Just live creating an orange.
I'm not being serious. It just says orange. I'm sparkling orange.
Damn. Teras caught on stream drinking Trump juice. Ah, there they are again, those Jews. Just like in the Bible.
Okay, right. Where were we? Right.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
How
does it feel?
So I'll just skip a couple of lines then.
Well, this is
Therefore,
lusting.
we will make provinces for the peace of all the provinces. Neither should you think, if we change our orders, that they come from the fickle mind, but that we draw conclusions from the quality and necessity of the times. Just as the I remember where we were. Expediency of the public good demands, and so that we may more clearly understand what we are saying. Haman, the son of Hamadetha, the Macaronian, both in the mind and ancestry, and foreign to Persian blood, and with his cruelty contaminating our piety, we accepted by us as the sojourner. Sojourner. That's a funny word. Sojourner. It's like Mjolnir, but less fun. And our humanity proved to be so mediocre towards him that he was called our daddy, and was adored by all as second only to the king. But he was so filled with arrogance as to strive to deprive us of our kingdom and our lives. What are you doing, Skyus?
I'm considering to highlight that for the best of, because that is one hell of a mighty sentence.
And our humanity proved to be so mediocre towards him that he was called our daddy and was adored by all as second only to the king.
I mean,
yeah,
ignore everything past the daddy. Just this part. His humanity was so mediocre that we decided to call him daddy. That is pretty fucking good.
And he was so filled of arrogance as to strive to deprive us of our kingdom and our lives. And our lives, our life. For example, the certain strange and unheard of machinations. He sought the death of the 1F. That's not.
You got this.
That's not what that says. The death with 1F of Macaroni, whose faith and kindness kept us alive, and Ether, the printer, the partner of our kingdom.
I mean, that is what it says right there, so it's not like you're wrong.
The printer of our kingdom, and all those people. And that's not what that says either. And all their people, but hey.
Dubrovka.
Gesundheit.
Does that just mean to health?
Which one? What I said or what he said?
What he said.
Oh.
Bison Crash Vodka. Quite good.
Oh, is it the Polish crap?
What did the medal...
Yeah, it is the Polish crap, you're right.
Fucking...
What did
hate Polish vodka.
What did the medal...
I hate vodka. I mean, I just hate vodka.
Here is the face of... Oh, he's disappointed in you, Teras.
Hey, Teras.
I mean, I'll drink straight fucking moonshine, but I don't like vodka. It's just vodka does not sit well with me.
What did the meadow say to its departing offspring? Bison grass.
I don't get it.
Should I try again? What did the meadow say to its departing offspring? Bison grass.
I mean, I get the whole bison grass thing. I just don't see what has anything to do with the previous part.
Ah, damn! I missed context. When did that ever happen to me before?
I mean, bear in mind, I was a good one, but not the punchline wasn't. It was relevant to the conversation, and not relevant to the first part of the joke.
Does it matter?
I'll rate it a 4 out of 10.
I mean, that's above Bible average, so I'll take it.
Oh.
Go on with the printer.
This he planned so that, after they were executed, he might work treason against us in our solitude and transfer the kingdom of the Persians to the Macaronians. But we, having a resolve to ruin and death with one F the mortal Jews. Why are you resolving Jews? Discovered no fault within them, but on the contrary, they used just laws.
As opposed to using laws and other things. They use just laws.
Yeah, just laws. And are sons of the highest and mediocrest and ever-living Skytus. You know what? I don't think that words have better words have been spoken.
Hey, Teras. This is the second time you're laughing about mediocre, remember?
I don't remember, but because you're mentioning it, I'm assuming it has something to do with alcohol.
Every time you laugh about mediocre. You're laughing about it right now. So that's one more. Another one. Another one.
Anyway, before I die of alcohol poisoning.
2 more to go. Don't measure your penis live on stream, Teras.
Oh. Fine, that'll be a Patreon only.
OnlyFans. Exclusive.
My OnlyFans.
Didn't you say you wanted to make an OnlyFans?
Well, that depends. Are you going to pay for it? Because I mean, I'm very morally flexible for the right price, if you know what I mean.
Not just morally, he's also just generally flexible.
I mean, yeah, I can make myself as flexible as you'd like. I mean, it'll cost you, but I mean, hey, I'll tie myself up like a pretzel.
That sounds like a pretty silly idea. That was bad.
I can't believe you've done this. Hold on. It's time, because it's fucking really hot in here.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs.
It's gonna strip.
It's fucking... It is 26 degrees in my room.
It's probably more than 26 here, but...
It's also really humid.
You mediocre.
60% humidity. What the fuck?
Harris, please stop playing with your nipples. You're on camera.
You can't stop me.
Where the fuck is your shirt?
It's right here.
What kind of a question is that, Nargor?
Well, I literally just said it's 26 degrees with really high humidity.
You're making Nargor
26
jealous.
here also, and I don't have my shirt off, you asshole.
Well, maybe it's time to change that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
Wise. By whose kindness the kingdom was handed down, both to our daddies and to us, and is scared for even and is cared for even onto. Hey, hello there, handsome. Oh, because I'm a fat cunt. By whose kindness the kingdom was handed down both to... I already read that bit. This day, therefore, you should understand to be null. And void those letters and there's no and. I'm just making shit up. I'm drunk. Void those letters that he administrated under our name. For the crime before the gates of this city, that is sus, both he who devised it and all the associates hang on gallows. That's not proper English. Hold on, let me just hang on the gallows. Skydus,
Huh?
I have successfully fixed the Bible.
I'm not paying attention.
Oh, good.
What?
I fixed the Bible.
Good.
I've added a "the" where there wasn't one.
Damn. You are now officially a copyist. Sorry, printer.
Wonderful. Not we. No, we, madame. But Skyd is repaying him as he deserved. But this edict, which we now send, shall be displayed in all cities, so that the Jews. What's the obsession with Jews? I'm gonna add a line to the ranking spreadsheet and have a Jew side, just a Jew line, and all the ones will be a 0 and this will be 10. That's what we're doing.
I mean, it's their judiciary duty.
That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It's done. It's over. You know, it's that's all she wrote.
How done is it? Well done? Medium rare?
Oh, it's congratulations.
How do you like to say congratulations?
That's not even well done. That's congratulations. Oh, anywhomst. Jews may be allowed to use their own laws.
Continue.
You're welcome. You must be a support.
Me when I play an MMORPG? Are you okay? Are you having a heat stroke?
I'm having a stroke of some description.
I feel like there's some sexual tension between you and Nargor.
Oh, there's lots of sexual tension there. I'm gonna jump into a private call after this. Anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit
Horny?
No, not horny. Fuck you, Skydus.
Not yet. No, we have that attitude. To them, so that they may be able to execute those who themselves had prepared to kill them. And on the 14th day of the 12th month, that's which is called Adar, funnily enough, for the Almighty Skytis has returned this day of grief and sorrow into joy. Into what the fuck is that sentence?
It's not return. Try again.
For the Almighty Skytis has turned there you go. Has turned this day of grief and sorrow into joy for them. Hold on, let me just find something. Hold on. See, hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
What am I holding on to?
Hold on.
Holding on to my cookie.
Teras, can I ask you a question?
No.
Well, fuck you.
Ask it anyway. Go ahead.
What is it?
What do you care about Teras?
What fuck do you want?
Do you shave your hair? Because you should be much more hairy.
No, I'm just naturally not very hairy. This is it. This is all you
Okay,
get.
thanks.
I've got a beard and that's it.
No need to be jealous.
Trying to find something and I can't. Oh wait, there we go.
I'm willing to bet there's a good hair pun I could have made, but I can't think of one right now.
I'm gonna send you a thing that I need you to share with the class on stream.
Is that a picture of your... No.
No, that's it. That's Patreon only. We've already been through this.
Why are there still 2 shirts? Did you fail in math? Math? Both? I'm not wearing a shirt. Truth, I don't know what the fuck I'm wearing, but it's not a shirt.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What the fuck is it called?
I don't know. I know the top is called a habit.
I'm making it a habit.
Isn't the rest just a rope or something?
Oh! Teras!
What?
Donation incentive. Well, tip. If somebody tips me $50, I'll break the habit. Just like in that Linkin Park song.
Hold on, let me get my credit card out. What can I get? Can I hold on? Can I hold on?
No discounts for you.
My brain. Damn it! Can I get a friends and family discount? No, can I get an incentive for people to send me money? I'm struggling here.
I mean, you can always ask for people for money on here.
Give me all of your money.
Sounds like a good incentive. You sold me. I will continue boosting your Discord server.
Am I gonna see like a PayPal notification in a moment?
No, you got server boost. That's enough payment. Pro tip: if you got Discord Nitro and you want to reward Teras for his, well, let's just be generous and call it performance. Go and boost his server.
Yeah, I'm actively paying for boost. So if you boost my server, it means I have to pay less money. I pay like I pay 30 quid a month. $30 actually. $30 a month for Nitro. So, because of all the boosts.
So basically,
why would you?
If you boost,
because I have a big server that uses all the perks, so I can't really afford to lose them.
So basically, if you want to support Teras, just boost the server, and you're basically giving him money.
You pretty much are, yeah. I think Nargor's just having a moment to himself.
Okay, so what exactly is? What exactly am I supposed to?
I'll just show that thing.
The problem is, as you can see,
that's good enough. It doesn't actually matter what it says.
Okay.
This is about 20 times easier for me to read because my brain just sees the first part of the word and then continues on with its day. Which is why I continuously mispronounce things.
This is easier to read than if it wasn't like highlighted.
This is for me. This is significantly easier to read.
What the fuck?
Can you remove the
like by a mile?
Hold on.
Like
just
I
the
have
first syllable always.
Like I have, my brain has built-in autocomplete essentially. I have ADHD and probably some other things that I still have not yet been diagnosed, and this is like 20 times easier to read because I can practically guess the rest of the word by the first part of the word.
That is so weird.
It is weird, yeah, but there's actually a Chrome extension that I refuse to use because it annoys me. It annoys me seeing text like this, but it also is easier to read.
I mean,
but yeah, that's why I keep misreading words because I'm not actually reading the whole word.
But
I'm just seeing the first 1 or 2 letters and then I'm moving on.
This
highlights more than just 1 or 2 letters, which lets me read the full word more easily.
This is so difficult. Like, how would you read this? But I must explain to you how all this mistaken idea.
It helps to distinguish between words, and the first part of the word is the one that actually really counts. Like with that bit where I just What was the word that I got wrong? Where were we?
Which word did you not get wrong?
No, there was a specific one, which was just the whole word that was wrong. Where was it?
Macaroni? Human?
Do you, Teras,
all of them are valid points.
do you want a list?
I just see the first letter and then an N somewhere down the road, and my brain goes, "Oh, that's just human." I don't actually take the time to read letter by letter.
You're coming.
I just see the average of the letters and just assume what the word is.
Did you just
It takes
assume my
great
word?
effort. It takes great effort for me to actually read what the fuck I'm doing. Anyway, where are we, Skyders? Because I've lost track.
What do you think where we are?
Lately.
Probably right
I
where I
don't know.
highlighted, if I had to guess.
Where did you highlight it? I'm scrolling up and down. I can't see where you've highlighted. There's no highlighting anywhere
1322.
He's
13.
too far from God.
This is not highlighted.
Literally look at the stream. I'm not doing anything.
Well, it's not showing for me on my side. Fuck you.
Huh, well, sucks to be you, huh?
So, Sky, can I ask you a question? After this first question.
It is an ADHD thing.
You can ask.
I'm not the only one. Look at the chat. Fuck you.
You can ask, but he won't answer.
How does it feel to keep this all together when nobody is giving a fuck except Teras, really?
Not even Teras is giving a fuck.
Yeah, Teras isn't a good fuck, I'm sorry.
What kind of
He has
answer
no
do you
hair.
expect? This is probably the easiest Bible reading for me to do ever. Because all I need to do is point out how fucking dumb Teras is and how he sucks at reading. And I need to eat and drink.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen how much effort I put into my normal Bible readings? Especially since recently, where I started emphasizing speech differently. Like this is the equivalent of a vacation. And I get to see Teras shirtless.
And flossing his teeth.
And I get to see him flossing. I thought that's something only Fortnite kids do.
I hope you fucking die of a painful death, and then you're salted as you're dying.
Do the floss, Teras. Do it.
Everybody do the floss.
I don't even know how.
You know how. You don't want to admit it.
Probably.
I no longer have meat bits in between my teeth.
That sounds rather mediocre.
Can I just get does anyone know if there's a website or something where I just get a refund on my entire time spent with Skytus? Is that a thing? Can I do that?
Certainly not.
I mean, if there was...
Have you tried?
If there was, you'd have to get in line. There's a lot of people who'd get first.
Yes, that's actually true.
Well, I have a feeling at this point I've known you for long enough to at least get boosted up a bit up the list.
Trust me, Alex has a few years on you. Quite a few.
Yeah, I don't think it's I don't think it's when you've met them. It's how long time you've spent hearing to you make pun. They're doing like a pun count. You should go by how many puns you've witnessed Skyters do.
I would probably still be in the lead.
You can't go by puns though. That would be pun fair.
Fuck you.
Teras, is this the most
horny you've ever felt?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't get enough of Nargor.
Yeah, we should really do this one-on-one some night.
One-on-one.
How about one on top of another?
Yeah, we could intertwine our beards together.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind visiting Scotland. It's a nice country.
Damn, I love those Patreon-only ideas you're having, Teras. Beard with Teras and Nargor.
Hey, did you know Patreon doesn't have anything against NSFW content?
Yeah. Are you offering?
For the right money, of course.
Teras, is Scotland actually a country or not?
It's a land.
Kind of. It's a country, but it's a country, but it's not an independent country.
It's like the United States, basically.
We have
but it's not united.
It's part of the United States, but yeah.
It's kind of sort of ish like that. We have our own laws that are separate to England's. We have freedom on certain aspects of what we can do.
So you're basically bitches.
In fact, we do a lot of stuff a lot better than England does, which is just funny.
That's not too difficult.
Wait.
Well, one of my favorite ones that I found out recently is the way we do our school systems. In England, once a child finishes like primary school, they get to pick to which secondary school they go to, and then they, depending on what grades they get, they can just not be accepted, and they might have to go to a different school, which means that you end up with schools that have a lot of all the good students, but then you also end up with schools that have nothing but bad students. In Scotland, you just get randomly assigned to a high school, and you don't get a say in it, which means all the schools are just on the same line pretty much. They have a mix of good and bad students. There's no decision making. You just get told this is the high school your kid's going to, and you're like, okay, cool, and there's no choice. Which means you don't have bad schools, and then you also don't have like hard to get to posh schools. It's just a school, which is just superior.
Cool story, bro.
I don't know, man. Sounds kind of gay to me.
The person in chat has also made a funny thing. English pounds get accepted no problem in Scotland, but Scotland prints its own pounds, and English people, even though it's still just as valid of a currency, English people just look at Scottish currency and go, ugh. they literally like have to check often, like to make sure they can accept it. It's like, yeah, you can, you fucking asshole.
Is it like when I would take a Finnish euro and just reject it or something?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. It's literally just the same currency, just printed from a different bank. Because obviously different banks can... More than one bank is allowed to print currency. And in the UK, each bank can print the currency to their own... Like they can have their own bank name on it and everything. Which means that we have different types of the same... Means we have different different notes of the same value because they come from being made by different banks.
I like how we keep going full circle back to the printer.
Great.
Oh. Anyway, where were we? I like how on the stream it's highlighting, or Sky is highlighting, and on my document it's just not. It's apparently Sky is highlighted, therefore on my screen it's just not. Ooh, what was that? Something almost came out.
Your dirtiest secret?
You already probably know that.
That's a good
chance. Therefore you too. I don't have secrets, funnily enough.
I mean, I didn't know until recently the story you told me involving alcohol and... Well, you probably remember.
Prostitutes?
What one?
The one involving family?
Oh yeah, the one where I just got drunk and beat up my parents. Yeah, that one.
I mean, feel free to tell the story. I just didn't want to...
I have no secrets. I genuinely mean this.
All right, story time with Teras. Go.
Story time with Teras. Okay, fine.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. When I still lived. It wasn't the beginning. It was a bit in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah. So I was still living with my parents, and my parents are known to drink often and a lot. And I generally can't.
Lower or uppercase lot?
Lowercase lot. Hello. So I generally can't stand when they were drinking, so I would either hide in my room, leave the house, or in that particular occasion, drink myself so I could just not be bothered by them.
What do you mean you can't stand when they're drinking? Why don't you just sit down?
I will flush you down the toilet like a goldfish and replace you with someone else. And so I bought myself a half-liter bottle of Jack Daniels, which I drank within the span of about an hour, and then at that point I was like really drunk, and the last thing I remember was me taking the bottle of alcohol my parents were drinking and using it to refill my own half bottle of Jack Daniels and thinking I was being really sneaky, which I probably wasn't. And then next thing I remember, that like my next memory after that moment is waking up in a jail cell with my shoes and belt, just in a jail cell, no idea what happened. And that was a whole section of my life. Just that was the one and only time I lost memory from drinking too much. And so after sitting in a cell for ages, they finally, like after maybe about, I don't know, an hour or two, I didn't have my watch because apparently they take that from you as well. They take everything from you apart from just the basic clothes, but any extra things you're wearing, including your shoes, are gone. So then they tossed me into a holding cell with about 5 other people, and we were just sitting there in this, like, just in a corner of a room that had this like wedge thing that was at sitting height that was just built into the wall. So it wasn't like a proper seat, it was just a concrete block sticking out of the wall, because apparently people in a jail cell cannot be trusted with a chair. So there was about five. Shut the fuck up, you absolute fucking charitable fuck. There was about five or six of us, I can't remember now, but 5 or 6 of us just sitting there, quietly and awkwardly, not saying a single word, for approximately 6 hours. It was a very painful experience, and I still by that point had no idea why I was there. At one point, I think about 3 or 4 hours in, I was called into like the thing separated with glass to speak to a lawyer that would explain to me like, oh, is this blah blah weekend and judge things, and I was like, okay, cool. Why am I here? He didn't know. He had absolutely as much idea as to why I was there as I did. Another 3 hours go by of me sitting there quietly staring at a blank concrete wall in the room full of criminals, and I finally just get randomly let out. They just take me out, give me all my shit back, walk me through the whole police station, out the door, see you later. That's it. Still don't know why I was there. And I've been in mind, at that point I've asked about 6 different people, and all of them just like, I don't know, mate, I'm just doing my job. Like, I have no idea. And so at that point I've just been spat out of the police station at like 6 in the morning with no jacket or anything. It was quite cold, smelling of vomit, and with a headache and a really sore jaw. And then I had that on my phone, so I called my parents, and they answered very angrily. They answered like, "The fuck do you want?" And I'm just like on the phone like, "What's going on? I've been arrested. What's going on? Like, what happened?" And they're like, "Oh, you don't remember? You're playing dumb." I'm like, what happened? How about someone finally fucking tell me? And so long story short, apparently after the moment I pretty much blacked out, I got extremely aggressive and just started attacking like my parents and breaking shit. The most notable one that they mentioned was when I grabbed my father's reading glasses and broke them into bits, and whilst continuously laughing and calling him a blind cunt. That was a good one. Like, you fucking blind idiot. Just crashing the glasses. And yeah, that was that's the story of me being arrested. The first time I got properly drunk.
Didn't you omit one detail?
What was the detail?
Didn't you say that you also assaulted a police officer?
Oh yeah. So apparently as well, my parents were the ones that called the police because again I was being excessively aggressive, and 2 police officers came, and apparently had so much trouble taking me in, they had to call another 2 police officers, and the 4 of them had to wrestle me into the back of the car. Apparently 2 of them was not enough.
Teras is too much man for two men.
For a drunk me. Now, I'm not the strongest person, but I also am chunky and 6 foot tall. So, there's, I guess that you need more than just your police officer to shove that into the back of a car.
Imagine pulling up on the house and then just seeing a drunk 6 feet man standing in the living room and going, "What the fuck do you want from me?" I would call
also, how you know how I mentioned I had a sore jaw? That was because I jumped because my parents were sitting on their bed, and apparently I like Superman jumped them with my fists forward towards them, and that was after various parts of me being an asshole at that point. So I jumped fist towards them, and then my father instinctively just went eat, which is why I had a really sore jaw in the morning.
Must have been a jaw-dropping experience.
Oh, it was again. To this day, I have no actual recollection of this. All of this has been told to me beforehand. I have no recollection of any of it.
That call must have been really awkward.
It was definitely interesting, and I also had like an hour-long walk home from the police station. Oh no, Nargor has shaved all of his hair and gained about twice his weight.
Yes, hello.
I even sound the same. What's up?
Yes, he went to rest for a bit.
Damn. Teras, look at the chat.
Are you filling in for him?
Of course.
Why are you wearing a shirt?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that hot here, actually. 27 is okay.
Have you looked at Teras? I think it's pretty hot.
I would have to, mate.
I don't think it's that hot. My previous apartment was like 32 degrees in the living room, and that's where I went to cool off.
You sauna enjoyers are weird.
That was not enjoyable. It was a necessity. Because the whole apartment was so hot on summers.
What the sauna or the what are we talking about here?
No, the apartment overall.
I think the funniest thing is you speak exactly like Nargor does. It's brilliant.
Well, of course, because we're both Finnish and we like the rally English.
Harry has no clue what that means. He's just not too afraid to ask.
I wasn't listening, so I didn't pay attention to the answer. I got distracted by a message being sent in chat by Pom Pom.
Well, would you like to answer it at the very least?
No.
I'm not really sure what we're talking about here anyway, so I'm gonna get a beer.
Wonderful.
I'm waiting for Teras to answer. But Teras...
you mean Pom Pom's thing?
Yes.
What happened if people that close in the stream? Well, I mean, I got really warm because it's 26 degrees here with really high humidity, so I'm really warm. And also, Skytus has explicitly granted me permission to de-shirt myself. So, of course, I'm going to take the opportunity. And then Nargor was just wanting to match, but then now he's fucked off. And the second question is the issue. That's not a question. There's no question mark, nor is that a phrase. There's a question. Yeah, you shouldn't live in a sauna. I don't recommend that. In fact, I don't actually recommend going in a sauna. Full stop. But that's just me.
That's nice.
So
wrong. Like you're just incorrect.
No, you.
Maybe you're not just a sauna enjoyer then.
I feel like this is going to be.
I've never been to a sauna.
I feel like this is going to be a very heated debate.
Saunas aren't much of a thing in the UK, to be fair.
Oh, well, of course not.
I know where there is one, and it's literally attached to a swimming pool. I'm not going to, because A, it's far away, B, I have to pay to get in, C, I don't care enough, D, I have better things to do than that, and I forgot which letter of the alphabet comes next. See, the way my brain works is it allows me to be good at chess because I'm pretty good at examining what my brain is what's in front of me and shit. But I'm really bad at being very good at chess because I can't think more than one move ahead. My brain has like a limited storage capacity for thought.
But
yeah, I can tell you one thing, that being in a sauna like 70 or 80, 90, 100 degrees, it's a whole lot of different experience than it just being hot outside.
Well, if you're at 100 degrees, wouldn't you just boil like a lobster?
No.
No. It's mostly because the air is pretty dry most of the time.
What do you mean dry? You're in a sauna. The whole point of a sauna is so the air isn't dry. If you're in a sauna and the air is dry, then I don't think you're in a sauna.
Sauna?
I think you're.
Well, there are steam saunas and stuff like that. So jokes on you.
Yeah, steam
saunas are for pussies.
Steam is implicitly wet.
I'm sure there's saunas on Steam.
Is there non-steam saunas?
Yes.
Okay, elaborate.
What's the point?
My knowledge of saunas does not go very far.
I'm not that deep into sauna.
Tell Nargor he looks hot as fuck. I'll come back. Put the headphones back on. I have a message. I require your full cooperation in this endeavor. There you are. Tell Nargor to come back and do a belly dance. What am I doing? I'm doing alcohol things. This is alcohol. Yes. All right. Checklist. Do everything. Now I can die in peace.
Checklist. Acquire new sub alert.
Oh. I've never been happier than right now. My life is literally complete.
Oh, I have no words. Just a boner. But I hardly know him. What?
Oh no, someone is flexing science in the chat.
Oh no.
Quick, can we ban him?
My bottle is empty. I'm going to have to get a refill. How unfortunate.
Make sure your walk has like a swagger to it. I did none see that coming. Oh, I'm still really warm, by the way. Oh, a fan pointed at me, and it's still too warm. This is not a happy experience. Hey. Oh. Hey, wish.com Nargor, can you unmute yourself?
I'm using push to talk.
Don't use push to talk. We want to hear all the conversation.
But it's all in Finnish, so what's the point? We're encrypted.
Well, at least it's funny.
And also, I think this mic is pretty good at picking up only from this direction, so you can't actually hear the conversation going on here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Well, I can put it on something else like voice activate if you want.
I don't actually care. It would just be funny. It would just be funny to hear random things that aren't English.
Alright, Teras, you want to hear the quotes from Wikipedia about sauna?
Yeah, go for it.
Under many circumstances, temperatures approaching and exceeding 100 degrees Celsius would be completely intolerable and possibly fatal to a person exposed to them for long periods of time. Saunas overcome this problem by controlling the humidity. The hottest Finnish saunas have relatively low humidity levels in which
now
is
the
generated.
mic is as open as it can be.
Oh, brilliant. Wonderful. I'm sure that'll make Skydus very happy when he can't hear me because there's random languages being spoken in the background.
Good job.
No, I think we should just start singing Finnish drinking songs and overwhelm all the others in the stream.
Oh, please do. Just hijack the stream.
Yes. Do it.
Not the Swedish drinking songs. Oh, no, we just keep quiet like normal Finns.
Which one of you went to Poland?
Sorry?
Which one of you went to Poland?
I did.
Oh, wonderful. Do you know any Polish?
Dziękuję.
Anything else?
That's the only thing I know.
And then I can order a couple of beers. And
I'll
that's
go for
pretty
it.
much everything.
Okay,
They spoke
okay,
pretty good English there, so I didn't have to learn Polish.
okay. Go order a couple of beers.
I forgot that I had something.
You forgot.
I prepared this. Anyone remember these?
Yes, they're horrible.
Probably.
They're sold. They're sold everywhere.
Is that?
It's a fucking drink.
Well, it's
Oh,
in German, but it
yeah,
says
yeah.
it says. I think in English it's like twist and drink or something.
It tastes like carculant. That's
It's-
strawberry flavored.
It's like a plastic bottle of 0.2 liters of probably just artificial flavor garbage. I had
It is
these,
literally. It is. There's not even any water in it. It's just artificial flavoring. That's
Like-
it. Just pure artificial flavoring.
like the last
That looks
time.
fucking horrible.
It is.
It probably
It's
is.
supposed to be cheap. It's for kids.
I'm trying to think when
It
the
doesn't-
last time I had.
It's so cheap. It doesn't even have like a proper twist cap. You
It's.
just rip the thing off.
That's right.
And
Do you
drink
unscrew
it.
the top?
I can show
top
you
Yeah, if
thing
it
off?
breaks,
By
you
the way-
twist and it breaks off, and it's a permanently open bottle.
It's 67. I think it was 67 cents for this 0.2 liters
Yeah.
bottle. So if you consider
Yeah.
the recent
7 cents
inflation,
in what currency?
Euros.
euros.
You fucking
Okay.
immigrant.
You uneducated peasant. I am from
Well,
Germany.
I'm not educated on where
can see
people are in this stream. I thought you might be Canadian or US or I don't know.
Ew.
I guess my English must be very good then. Thanks.
Yeah.
Skytus
South American accent.
Skytus is a Canadian now.
But anyways, I think the last time I had one of
Sorry?
these was
Hey Skytus, can you use some
15?
Canadian slang?
15 years ago. Can I what?
Can you use some Canadian slang?
N-word.
After being in Poland for 2 weeks and listening to all kinds of English, I actually stopped caring about trying to understand where everyone is from and just trying to understand what they're saying.
Oh yeah, Poland's really bad with accents.
Everything.
No, it was also an international thing that I went to, so there were like Italians, French, and stuff. So
Ew.
Do you see this? There's now a hole.
My-
This has been removed.
Your mum's a hole.
small penis hole there.
I mean, to be fair, you do have a point.
Please deep throat it.
Hold on. First of all, I have to see if I have to throw up from this.
All the more reason to deep throat at it. And it moves it off the tongue.
Why would somebody voluntarily drink this?
Because it's cheap and kids like cheap. I don't think as a nun you're supposed to be doing that.
Jotain lastenjuota, vai mä sanoin, että se oli penishole, niin että sehän kisoi koko pullon suuhun, että roi mennessä, niin kuin se joi se.
So where the hell was I on chat?
Ehkä joo, se mikä näyttää joltain paavilta.
Why is Teras naked? Why aren't you? Why aren't you
Yeah,
on
yeah,
here
that's
and
the-
also naked?
Tämä vaikuttaa ihan
Yeah,
hauskalta.
that's the correct question.
Pointti oli, mutta mä pystyn saman tien tulemaan tänne saunasotimaan puoleksi tunniksi ja niinku
Hey, Teras.
juodaan jotain saatanan
I
lasta.
know you don't know German, but this says like right here. It says Kirsche, which is German for cherry.
On ilmeisesti
Nice.
pelkkää
Right? Okay, so
makeutusainetta, eikä siinä ole ainakaan mitään vettä tai mitään.
guess what?
Ja nyt sillä on toinen vihreä tommonen.
I got apple flavor as well.
God damn, that
Oh,
looks
what a legend.
awful.
That looks like radioactive water. Straight out from Chernobyl.
Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Like, the first sip was not very good, but now I'm kind of getting used to it. It's not that bad anymore. It somewhat tastes like if you take wine gummy or whatever and just liquefy it and then water it down a little.
Oh, sorry, I almost threw up in my mouth.
That's a perfectly normal reaction.
It's not even winter. Shut up. So, Teras, when are we going to get more reading?
When I'm done with my donut.
Oh yeah, right. Reading something.
Onko se toi David Bowie ja tai mikä on? Okei, joo. Yes. Joo. Silloin ihan hyvä meininki. Se vetää donitsia ja silloin on hirveän kasa viinaa tossa.
I think he just asked who David Bowie is.
Yes, I did.
I know Finnish.
Oh fuck, do we have spies here?
David Tuola Sauna Bastu.
What's the last word? Bastu.
Olen.
That's the like
fuck.
Forbidden language here, the Swedish language. Bastu. No bastu.
Oh, I can't even say I am anymore. I was like Mina Ölen Skytus.
Oh fuck, that was really good. That was Finnish.
Finnish. More like Swedish to me, actually.
Jag har Skytus ett hus. That's Swedish. But it's also completely nonsense and grammatically incorrect. So, Teras. Therefore...
Yes.
Shit.
Mitä? Mitä puolella? En mä tiedä, en mä opetellut. Mä oon sanonut kiitos.
Fine, I'll just continue reading.
Se oli ainut, minkä mä opettelin. Ai niin, sen mä osasin etukäteen. Oli vitu hyvä, kun mentiin yksi päivä sinne alueelle, niin siinä oli kauhea, meidän bussi jäi siihen ovelle, ja sitten sen jälkeen siinä tuli joku pieni niinku liikennetilanne, ja sitten joku vaan veivasi ikkunan alas, ja oli ihan vitun kova jotain kurvaa.
Finnish sounds a bit like gay Italian.
Oh yes, I'm gonna turn the push to talk back on now.
Ah, son of a bitch. I was enjoying the interruptions. Because then I don't have to read.
Or do you like this? I can leave it back on here.
Oh yeah, leave it on because I don't have to read.
He's trying to find excuses not to read. So if you would like him to read the Bible, please mute.
Oh yeah, I'm not even sure what the stream was about. Like reading Bible and doing something.
Hey, so. Teras, look, another distraction. We have a Scatman in chat.
Fuck's sake. Oh.
Go on now. You had enough time.
Oh. Therefore, done.
Good boy.
I'm back.
Boy Mukulat Nargor.
Therefore, you two keep this day along with the other festival days and celebrate it with all joy, so that it may be known even by future generations. All those who faithfully obey the Persians deserve for their fidelity to receive a reward. For those who are traitors to their kingdom deserve to be destroyed for their crime. But every province and city which is not willing to participate in the solemnity Hold on.
It's
Solemnity, zinitini, binisini sole.
Ini
Ole,
vini
ole.
solemnity.
it's soul M tinnitus.
Solemnity. Must perish by the sword and by fire and be destroyed in there. And there, that's not that. That's there.
Stop the body shaming, please.
Hold on. There.
If we want to see
Destroyed
Teras's
in their
nipples,
way,
we
so
can see Teras's nipples.
so that they will be forever an indisputable example, an indisputable example of contempt and disobedience, for only to humans, but even to wild animals and such and other. And such was the content of the letter. So it would be known in all lands and nations, which is subject to the authority of King Artaxerxes. There's way too many X's in that. Hold on.
Rip.
Artaxerxes. And the Jews have been made ready to be vindicated of their enemies. And so the swift couriers departed in haste, carrying through the announcement, and the king's edict was hung up in Sus, but going forth from the palace and from the king's presence, shown in royal apparel, that's the one, apparel, the color of hyacinth, in the sky, wearing a golden crown in his head, and clothed with a cloak of silk and purple. And all the silk and purple, was it just made of purple silk? Is that what they're trying to say? And all the city rejoiced and was joyful. Isn't the second part just redundant?
No, you.
If they rejoiced, then they were also joyful. Anyway, but that doesn't say from. But for the Jews, a new light seemed to rise. There was joy, honor, and dancing with all the people, cities, and provinces. Wherever the king's orders arrived, there was wonderful rejoicing, banquets, and festonians, and a solemn holy day, so much so that many of the other nations joined themselves to their religious practices and ceremonies, for the mediocre fear of the name of the Jews had overcome them all.
Hey, Teras, you laughed at mediocre. Okay, it definitely smells like the artificial sour apple stuff. Tastes like that, but without the sour and, once again, slightly watered down.
I love how self-aware the Old Testament is by saying that the name Jews is mediocre.
It can be whatever you want it to be, sir.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Oh yeah, keep it coming.
There you go.
No, Teras.
Yeah, it's good fun. I mean, I'm done reading. I mean, the stream doesn't have to be done, but I'm done reading.
Hey, Teras?
Yes.
Remember how I have spare time to redeem?
No, I don't actually. My memory is gone.
Well, it would be a shame if I made you continue.
These guys, would you like a mirror? Oh. I mean, I can continue being in the stream. I'm just not going to read.
Well, somebody's going to have to read.
Can I vote Nargor?
So where do I start?
Oh, perfect.
Well, that was easy.
No, that was no pushback there.
I don't think Nargor could ever push back on any of your requests.
Well, that's very unfortunate. I like some pushback.
Can you point me to where I need to read?
Yes.
Matthew.
If you're looking at the stream, it's right there.
Yeah.
Esther the 14th, right?
Yes.
Esther 14th. Therefore, on the 13th day of the 12th month, which as we have said before is called Adar, when all the Jews were prepared to be executed and their enemies were greedy for their blood, the situation turned around, and the Jews began to have the upper hand and to vindicate themselves, don't fucking move it, of their adversaries.
Are you a narrator, perhaps? That sounds amazing.
Narrator.
But
I hardly know her.
Very good. I taught you well, my puppets.
I feel insulted by this conditioning.
Yeah, they gathered together throughout each city and town and place so as to extend their hands against their enemies and their persecutors. Perse, and no one dared to resist them, because their mediocre power had pierced all the peoples. For even the judges of the provinces and the rulers and the procurators, but that's not a real word, and everyone of dignity who presided over every place and work extolled the Jews for fear of Mordecai. For they knew him to be the leader of the palace and to have much power. Likewise, the fame of his name increased daily and flew everywhere through word of mouth. And so the Jews struck their enemies like a mediocre plague.
But you gotta drink, drink. That's a drinking cue.
And killed them, repaying according to what they had prepared to do them.
Every time you laugh at mediocre, you have to drink.
Good thing I wasn't laughing at mediocre, I was laughing at Nargor laughing.
At a mediocre.
The fuck is a mediocre plague?
It's a plague that's mediocre. Like,
yeah, it's not a very big plague. I mean, it's very mediocre.
It's also not small. It's in between. It's mediocre.
So much so that even in... What the fuck is that? In the executed 500 men, besides their names are these: Parshanta and Aphon and Aswata and Paratha and Analia. And that's not how and works.
It is
and
now.
Aridata and Parmesan. I mean Parmashta. And Arisaya and Aridal and Vice. It's like a Diablo 4 stream now. When they had slain them, they were unwilling to touch them. Touch the spoils of their belongings, and immediately the number of those who had been killed was reported to the king.
It's sus,
He said
Nargor. It says right there. Sus. Speak after me. Sus.
What?
Speak after me. Sus.
Sus?
Sus.
Sus.
Sus. That's what it says right there.
It's 1411.
Yes. This right there, it says. Can't you read? It says sus.
Amogus.
Oh my god. It's so small that I can't read it.
That's what she said.
Hey, Justice.
Now I see. Killed in Sath was reported to the king. He said to the queen in the city of Sath, the Jews have executed 500 men and also the sons of Haman. Oh, that's like a JoJo reference, right? How many executions do you think that they have carried out in all the provinces? What more do you ask, and what do you wish, so that I may order it to be done? And she answered, if it pleases the king, may power be granted to the Jews to do as tomorrow in Sas, just as they have done today, and that the 10 sons of Haman of Jojo may be hung up the gallows. It is hurting my throat.
Good.
It sounded like the Life of Brian impression of the Mother of Brian.
Where the fuck am I? And no. And the king instructed that it should be so done. No, that doesn't work like that. Immediately edict was hung up in the Sas, and the 10 sons of Haman were hung up. On the 14th day, and month of Adar, the Jews gathered themselves together, and they executed 300 men. But they did not cease.
These nuts.
Can you go up because it's all the way up there? Did not seize their belongings from them. Moreover, throughout all the provinces which were subject to the king's dominion, the Jews made a stand for their lives, and they executed their enemies and their persecutors, perse. So much so that the number of those who were killed amounted to 75,000. That's not so much, really. I only remember the Germans doing something like that. And yet no one touched any of their belongings. Now the 13th day of the month Adar was first day with all the executions, and on the 14th day they ceased the killing. Nice. This day they established to be sacred, so that in all times hereafter they would be free for Feastionaning. Feastonianing. Joyfulness and celebration. But as for those who were carrying out the killings in the name of city of Tha, they turned to killing on the 13th and 14th day of the same month. But on the 15th day, they ceased to attack. And for that reason, they established that day as sacred, with feastioning and with gladness. But in truth, those Jews who were staying in unwalled towns and villages appointed the 14th day of the month Adar for celebration and gladness, so as to rejoice on that day and send 1/3 portions of their feastonians and their meals. It's dumb.
The entire book is dumb.
And so Mordecai wrote down all these things and sent them, composed in letters, to the Jews who were staying in all the king's provinces, as much to those in nearby places as to those far away, so that they would accept the 14th and 15th day of the month Adar for holy days, and always at the return of the year would celebrate them with sacred esteem. For on those days the Jews vindicated themselves of their enemies, and their mourning and sorrow were turned into mirth and joy, so that these would be days of feastioning and gladness. I don't fucking know. Which they would send 1/3 portion of their feastonians, and would grant gifts to the poor. And the Jews accepted as a solemn ritual all the things which they had begun to do all that time, which what the fuck is Mordecai? Had commanded, with letters to be done. For Haman, the son of Hammedatha, of Agag lineage, the enemy and adversary of the Jews, had devised evil against them, to kill them and to destroy them, and he had cast pur, which in our language means telot. And after this, Esther had entered before the king, begging him and his efforts might be made ineffective by the king's letters, and that the evil he intended against the Jews might return upon his head. Finally, both he and his sons were fastened to a cross. Oh, Teras, you are really distracting me with your nipples
Cuteness.
and hair.
Hey, my nipples are hidden.
Yeah, that's the
You guys
point.
got this under control.
Oh, sorry.
And so from that time, these days are called Purim. That is off the lots. Because now Scott is away, I can do some weird shit. Okay, let's go. So, what are you guys up to today?
We're already doing weird shit, like,
Yeah,
can't get
I don't think we
anywhere.
get any weirder than this. Reading the Bible on a Saturday. Okay, who are these two people in? Oh, hello, Scottis. Nothing has happened here. Because per that is a lot was cast into the urn, and all things that had been carried out are contained in the volume of this epistle. Epistle? that is of this book, 1427. And whatever they suffered, and whatever was altered afterward, the Jews received for themselves and their offspring, and for all who were willing to be joined to their religion, so that none would be permitted to transgress the solemnity of these 2 days, to which the writing, oh no, the shirt went back on.
Aww.
Oh.
To which the writing testifies, and which certain times require, as the years continually succeed one another. These are the years of our lives. Continually succeed one another. These are the days which no one will ever erase into oblivion, and which every province in the whole world throughout each generation shall celebrate. Neither is there any city where in the days of Purim, that is of lots, may not be observed by the Jews, and by their posterity, which has been obligated to these ceremonies. And Esther the queen, the daughter of Abihail, and Mordecai, isn't Mordecai in Borderlands?
Yes.
Who also wrote a second letter, so that with all the jealousness, not jealousness, but zealousness, this day would be confirmed as customary for future generations. And they sent to all the Jews who had been stirred up in the 127 provinces of King Artaxerxes, that they should have peace and receive truth, and observe the days of lots of pur, and celebrate them with joy at their proper times, just as Mordecai and Esther had established. And they accepted these to be observed by themselves and by their offspring, fasting and crying out, and the days of lots, and all things which. This is dumb.
The end of this document. Oh, right, we have a problem. Because I can't screw up. Hold on, I'll take over. And all things which are contained in the history of this book, which is called Esther. Esther 15. Truly, King Artaxerxes made all the land and all the islands of the sea tributaries, and his strength and his authority and the dignity and supremacy with which he exalted Mordecai have been written in the books of the Medes nuts in your mouth and the Persians, and how Mordecai of Jewish birth was second after King Artaxerxes, and mediocre among sus the Jews, and acceptable to the people of his brethren, seeking the good of his people and speaking about things which pertain to peace for their descents. And Mordecai said, By his guidance have these things been done. I remember a dream that I saw, which signified these same things, and nothing of this whatsoever has failed to occur. The little fountain which grew into a river, and had turned into light and into the sun, and overflowed into many waters, is Esther, whom the king received as wife, and whom he preferred to be queen. But the 2 dragons are I and man. The people together are those who attempted to erase the name of the Jews. And my people is Glasgow, who cried out to the Lord, and the Lord brought salvation to his people, and he freed us from all evils, and he created mediocre signs and portents among us, the nations. And he commanded there to be 2 lowercase lots, one for the people of Skytis, and the other for all the nations. And both lowercase lots arrived at the day appointed before Skytis, even from that past time for all peoples. And the Lord remembered his people, and had mercy on his inheritance. And these days shall be observed in the month of Adar, on the 14th and 15th day of the same month, with all zealousness and joy, by the people gathered together into one union throughout all the generations hereafter of the people of Glasgow. In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemy and Cleopatra, Dositheus, who was himself a priest and born of the Levites, and Ptolemy, his son, brought the epistle of Purim, which they said was a translation by Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemy in Jerusalem.
Yay, we did it.
Hey, Teras.
Yes.
It's rating time.
It is, yeah.
I have ice cream.
No. What kind of ice cream?
Chocolate brownie.
That's actually pretty good.
It is. I want some. Give it to me.
Give it to me.
Hey, Teras.
Yes.
Did you look at the chat?
I didn't actually.
You have another victim?
Oh no. My condolences. Esther, enjoyability. I don't remember anything, especially the parts I read.
Honestly, same. I was too busy with more important things. Like, the sessions were enjoyable, but the book? I don't know. Honestly?
Wonderful. Perfect. I'm glad we're on the same page. Well, I suppose at least we didn't hate it.
I mean, yeah.
That's going to be worth something.
We can invite you literally right now and you can continue the next book.
I mean, that is in fact correct.
I'm sure Nargor could send you an invite link to the server that we're using for this session. Yeah, enjoyability. There was nothing majorly negative, so I'm gonna have to give it above a 5, but nothing noteworthy either. So I think like 6, 7, somewhere around there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that sounds good enough to me.
I'm gonna give it a 6. Characters. Well, we had Mr. I hate every Jew. We had the stubborn Jew.
AKA Hitler.
Considering that Hitler wasn't a thing back then, that's pretty creative writing, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. They invented Hitler. Now we know where the Germans stole the idea of Hitler from.
Like, the characters actually, at least that one, had some depth for one, so that's actually very high, honestly. Like 9? Maybe even 10?
9.
Doch.
You're just rating him high because he
high.
hates Jews.
It's my judiciary duty. Because I have to diss Jews. I mean, what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna give it a 10. That was quite good. Writing?
Well,
yeah, it wasn't bad, so definitely at least a 5. Wasn't particularly unique or noteworthy either, so I'm thinking 7. Plot? I mean, the queen didn't obey the king, so the king wants a new queen. Then Esther is presented as potential queen, and then her basically now caretaker father, but actually technically uncle, has to wait outside, and then one of the king's eunuchs decides he hates all the Jews. That's pretty decent plot, actually. Like a 9, actually, for me. Comedy?
well.
Ooh, comedy. I don't know, can we file one into kill Jews under comedy?
Yes.
I can't think of many noteworthy things, so maybe 5 for me. Kinky. Anything?
I mean, knockoff Hitler is always hilarious. Kinky, I don't know. Is Hitler kinky?
The king was 40, I guess. If you want to take.
Well, wasn't this the book where the king reached out his where Esther jerked off his eyes, then he reached out his scepter, she kissed the top, and all those?
Ooh, a question mark?
So I guess that's a 3 for me. No,
Yeah,
you know what?
sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it's one thing. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. Damn. Would you look at that? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, nope, that's the wrong document. Let's close that. The book. No, wait.
It's not actually a book.
Of Go Get a Fucking Job. Job 1. There was a man in the land of Uz named Job, and he was a simple and honest man, fearing guidance and withdrawing from evil. And there had been born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. And his possessions were 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels along with 500 pairs of coxen and 500 she-donkeys, and also a very large family. And this man was mediocre among us, all the people of the Estonian. And his sons went and made a feastonian by houses, each one on his day. And sending, they called their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And when the days of their feastonian had been completed, Job sent to them and sanctified them. And, getting up at dawn, he offered holocausts for each one. For he said, "Perhaps my sons have sinned and have not praised Skytis in their hearts." So Job did all the days. But on a certain day, when the sons of Skytis came to attend in the presence of the Lord, Satan also arrived among them. The Lord said to him, Teras, the Lord said to him, "Hey yo, remember? It's been a while."
As he reluctantly reaches over to the counter.
Holy shit, when was the last time the Lord spoke to someone?
Like an entire chapter ago, probably.
More, I think, actually. Wow. The Lord said to him, "Where do you come from?" Answering, he said,
"Where did you go?"
"I am Cotton Eye Joe.
Come from the Cotton Eye Joe.
I have circled the land and walked around in it." And the Lord said to him, "Have you not considered my servant Job? For there is no one like him in the land, a simple and honest man, fearing Skytis and withdrawing from evil." Answering him, Satan said, "Does Job fear Skytis to no purpose? Have you not fortified him as well as his house and every one of his belongings around him? Bless the works of his hands, and his possession has increased in the land. But extend your hand a little and touch all that he possesses, and see if he still praises you to your face." Therefore, the Lord said to Satan, it's the third one for me, I'm keeping track. "Behold." That's number 4, also new book, that's 5 drinks. "Everything that he has is in your hand. Only do not extend your hand against him." And Satan departed from the face of the Lord. So, on a certain day, when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine, as you usually do, you eat wine, in the house of their firstborn brother, a messenger came to Job, who said, "The coxen were plowing, and the donkeys were grazing beside them, and the Sabians rushed in and carried away everything, and they struck the servants with the sword, and I alone evaded them to tell you." Like what? There's just a bunch of coxen plowing and donkeys grazing, and everybody just runs in and carries them off? Just casually stealing?
Yes.
What? Not leading them away. No,
Just like
I
that.
was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats
4
make
legs,
me
4
crazy.
people, and there you go.
It's me. Did I say something about crazy? Crazy? I was crazy
Crazy?
once. They locked me in a room.
Crazy.
A rubber room.
Put me in a rubber room.
with rats.
Rubber room
Rats
full of
make me
rats.
crazy.
Rats making me crazy.
Crazy?
I was crazy once.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber
You deserve it,
a rubber
Jada.
room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Good thing you don't listen to the stream right now. Hey, Teras, unmute the stream for a moment. Have you done so? That's crazy, right?
That's
Crazy?
crazy.
I was crazy once.
That's
They locked me
actually
in a room.
brilliant.
A rubber room with rats.
This was not
And
scripted,
rats
I
make me
promise.
Crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy good idea. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. I just had to. And while he was still speaking, another arrived, and he said, "The fire of Skytis fell from heaven, and, having struck the sheep and the servants, it consumed them. And I alone escaped to tell you." And while he also was still speaking, another arrived, and he said, "The Chaldeans organized..."
That's crazy.
Crazy? Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats are crazy. The Chaldeans organized 3 attacks and advanced on the camels and took them. And not only that, but they have struck their servants with the sword, and I alone fled to tell you. He was still speaking, and behold, another entered, and he said, your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine in the house of their firstborn brother, when suddenly a severe wind rushed forth from a region of the desert and shook the 4 corners of the house, which collapsed and crushed your children. And they are dead.
Perfect.
And then they died.
Classic.
God damn it. They are dead. And then they died.
Perfect.
Why is it not working? Anyways. And I alone escaped to tell you. Then Job got up and tore his garments.
Oh no.
He tore his garments.
I don't have alcohol.
That's 7, by the way. Literally, since we started the book, it's been 7 already, and we're in the first chapter. Tore his garments, and having shaved his head, he collapsed on the ground and worshipped. Do we have something about hair? I'm not sure, actually.
No.
Okay. And he said, naked. I departed from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. Excuse me? Naked I departed from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. Is he going back?
Into the womb, yes.
Yeah, hopefully.
What the
Well,
fuck?
that might be another Patreon only, but...
The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away, just as it pleased the Lord, so it has been done. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this, Job did not sin by his lips, nor did he speak any foolish things against Skytus. Well, who wants to take over?
I don't.
I'll be right back. I'm sure you'll figure this one out. My ice cream is melting too quickly.
There you go.
Fine, just nobody read. No one actually cares.
Yes.
Fine. Honestly, it's fine.
What the fuck
As the co-host, I grant you permission just not to read.
Yeah.
Can you give me a number? Teras?
7.
The Lord said to him.
What?
1.7.
If you want to continue reading,
Yeah,
then it's Job 2, 2, 1. The thing that's on the screen.
But it happened. Was that the one?
Yeah, blessed by the name of the Lord in all this, Job did not sin by his lips, nor did he speak any foolish thing against Skytus. And now.
What number? Was it not 221, but what?
Yes, 2-1. But it happened that.
Okay. But it happened that on a certain day when the sons of Skytis had arrived and they stood before the Lord, Satan likewise arrived among,
Behold, it is a Skytus.
among them. And he
bang,
stood
bang.
in his sight. So the Lord said to Satan, where do you come from? Answering, he said, I have circled the land and walked around in it. And the Lord said to Satan, have you not considered my servant Job? That there is no one like him in the land, a simple and honest man, fearing Skytis and withdrawing from evil, and still retaining his innocence. Yet you have stirred me against him, so that I will afflict him to no purpose. Answering him, Satan said, in her skin and everything that a man has, he will give for his life. Sounds gay. Yet send your hand and touch his bone, more gay, bone and his flesh. Gaze. And then you will see whether or not he blesses you to your face. Like, this is just weird, man.
Yeah,
It's the Bible, yes.
I'm still. I'm still far
Therefore,
behind.
the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, he is in your hand." But even so, spare his life. And so Satan departed from the face of the Lord, and he struck Job with a very serious ulcer from the sole of the foot all the way to the crown of his head. So he took a shard of earthenware and scraped the discharge while sitting on a heap of refuse. But his wife said to him, "Do you still continue in your
How far behind is your
simplicity?
stream?
Bless Kydis and die," he said to her.
Yeah.
"You have spoken like one of the foolish wives. If we accepted good things from the hand of Skydis, why should we not accept bad things?" In all this, Job did not say it with his lips. This is so sexual.
Joey, did you eat my sandwich? I am your sandwich.
And so 3 friends of Job, hearing about all the evil that had befallen him, arrived, one from his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, and Baldad the Suhite, and Zophar the Namathite.
It's actually the balded, because he's bald and a dad.
No,
It's a
you're
dad
bald
joke about
dad.
bald and receding hairline.
He's bald and dead.
Oh, they had agreed to come together to visit and console him. And when they had raised up their eyes from a distance, they did not recognize him, and crying out, they wept, and tearing their garments, they scattered dust all the earth into the sky, and they sat with him on the ground for 7 days and 7 nights, and no one spoke a word to him, for they saw that his sorrow was very mediocre.
Damn, I didn't know Thanos was in the Bible.
I'm sorry, the dog got worried, so I had to stop.
I'm trying to catch up on the drinks. I'm still 6 behind, just for the record, even though I already got like 7 or so in. This book is like more loaded than Teras After a Night with Rob.
Ooh,
I'm gonna need something more to drink.
that's pretty loaded.
It is. You're also pretty and loaded. Okay, Job 3. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed his days. And this is what he said.
Job.
May the day perish on which I was born, and the night in which it was said, a man has been conceived. May that day be turned into darkness, may Skytis not seek it from above, and may light not illuminate it. Let darkness and the shadow of death, with one F, obscure it. Let a fog overtake it, and let it be enveloped in bitterness. Let a whirlwind of darkness take hold of that night. Let it not be counted in the days of the year, nor numbered in the months. May that night be alone and unworthy of praise. May they curse it, who curse the day, and who are prepared to awaken a Leviathan. Let the stars be concealed with its darkness. Let it expect light and not see it, nor the rising of the dawn in the Estonian. For it did not close the doors of the womb that bore me, nor take away evils from my eyes. Why did I not die in the womb? Having left the womb, why did I not immediately perish? Why was I received upon the knees? Why was I suckled at the Brestonians? For by now I should have been sleeping silently and taking rest in my sleep with the kings and the consuls of the earth, who build themselves solitudes, either with princes or who possess gold and fill their houses with silver, or, like a hidden miscarriage, I should not have continued, just like those who, being conceived, have not seen the light. There the empires cease from rebellion, and there the wearied in strength take rest. And at such times, having been bound together without difficulty, they have not heard the voice of the bailiff. The small and mediocre are there, and the servant is free from his master. Why is light given to the miserable, and life to those who are in bitterness of soul? Who expect death with one F, and it does not arrive, like those who dig for treasure, and who rejoice mediocrely when they have found the grave. To a man whose way is hidden, and whom Skytis has surrounded with darkness. Before I eat, I sigh. And like overflowing waters, so is my howl. For the terror that I feared has happened to me, and so has the dread befallen me. Have I not remained
What has
hidden?
happened to the Bible?
Have I not
This
kept
is
silence?
really well written.
Have I not remained calm? Yet
No, you haven't.
indignation has overcome me.
It's pretty
Where's
good,
the
yes.
microphone?
That's one hell of a monologue you're just spewing out there.
Honestly, this book just got a +1 on its ratings already.
Oh yeah, that's fucking good.
Actually insane.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And
Great
the
start.
and the monologue is not just oh boo-hoo, my life sucks. It's actually very well worded and thought out.
Yeah.
It's actually like multifaceted complaining instead of just, oh, I want to die in Egypt in slavery like my daddy did.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane. Or
What a nice
dare I
beginning to a
say,
story.
that's kind of crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Oh yeah, right, I gotta check this one. Oh yeah. Job 4. But Eliphaz the Themanite answering said, why are there no more quotation marks around stuff in this book? That is actually confusing. Because now I don't know when I have to do my voices.
You're doing voices?
I do, usually. When there's somebody speaking, I slightly change my voice to indicate that this is speech, and then I change it back when it's over. But since there's no quotation marks, I don't know when to do this, so I guess
How about
not.
Teras takes over the quotations from people?
Teras doesn't even know that we're still reading the Bible. He doesn't even realize that he's still on a call with us.
Well, I'm hearing
Sorry,
voices.
we tried to replace Nargor with a dog, but he didn't want to be on stream.
No,
Wow.
no bitches? Question
Kind
mark.
of gay.
Dog. I'm sure there's something about dog.
When can I leave?
Never?
No.
When can I leave?
Anytime.
Son of a bitch.
If we
This is
start to
racism.
speak to you, perhaps you will take it badly. But who can
Yeah,
hold back
well.
the words he has conceived? Also, Teras, just for the record, you know how far behind we are behind schedule because of your terrible reading? You can't leave for another 2 hours because we got catching up to.
Hey, my reading was at least funny. Fuck you.
Well, we have a deadline to finish in the Bible, remember? We want to be done before
I'm
the
in
end
one
of
of the dullest
2026.
portions of that section of the book. The funniest part of it all.
Hey,
to be done before 2020.
yes. Hey, Teras.
Yes.
Behold.
I'm not beholding, I'm done beholding.
You have taught many, and you have strengthened weary hands. Your words have reassured the wavering, and you have fortified the trembling knees. But now the scourge has overcome you, and you falter. It has touched you, and you are disturbed. Where's your reverence, your fortitude, your patience, and the perfection of your ways? Consider this, I beg you, whoever perished being innocent. Or when have the righteous been destroyed? In fact, I have instead seen those who work iniquity and who sow resentments reap them, perishing by the breath of Skytus and being consumed by the wrath of his spirit. The roaring of the lion and the voice of the lioness and the teeth of the young lions have been worn away. The tiger has perished because it does not have prey, and the young lions have been scattered. Furthermore,
Lion
penalty.
Lion.
Furthermore, a word was spoken to me in secret, and, as if by theft, my ears perceived the pulse of its whisper. Huh? By theft? Well, welcome. You made a mistake coming here, but welcome. Teras, what the fuck does this sentence mean? By theft? Take your time.
Why are you asking me? Which sentence?
Because you're familiar with sentences.
I am.
Yeah, you've experienced a sentence before of several hours in jail.
Well, good one. What sentence?
412.
412. Furthermore, a word was spoken to me in secret. A word has spoken to me in secret, and as if by theft, my ears received the pulse of its whisper. Well, it just means that he receives the whisper, but as if it wasn't spoken to him, as if it was just spoken around him, but he wasn't meant to hear it. Just heard it, but wasn't supposed to.
But what about the by theft?
Yeah, that's the by theft thing. It was the heard it, but not supposed to have heard it. As if, you stole it from...
Yes, I stole the words that were spoken, and so nobody else could hear them because I stole them.
Well, I mean, the theft is meaning that we weren't supposed to have it. That's what it's trying to. That's what it's doing here. It's actually very clever writing, very poetic, if I may add.
I think you confused two words. It's not poetic what you meant. It's pathetic. They're close, but not quite.
No.
In the horror,
I'd actually say that's pretty good writing.
In the horror of a vision by night, when men are accustomed to be overtaken by a deep sleep, fear and trembling seized me, and all my bones were terrified. Ah, yes, my bones are usually terrified.
Then they do be shaken.
And
when you like your bones stirred or shaken?
When the boner starts shaking?
I prefer shaking them.
Shake that boner for me.
After the stream.
Fair enough.
And when a spirit passed before me, the hair on my body stood up. There appeared an image before my eyes, someone whose face I did not recognize. And I heard a voice like a gentle breeze. Breeze nuts. Should man be justified in relation to Skytis, or will a man be more pure than his maker? Behold!
Maker, but hardly know her.
Those who serve him are not steadfast, and in his angles he finds imperfection. How much more will those who live in houses of clay, which have an earthly foundation, be consumed like the moth? From morning all the way to evening, they will be cut down because no one understands the irony. They will be destroyed without ceasing. But those who are left behind will be taken away from them. They will die, and not in wisdom. And then he died.
My girl. Oh. Very unfortunate.
I do have to point out, that is some fucking banger writing. Holy shit. Couldn't the Bible have started with Job? A whole entire book to cover up one slutty woman. Well, the problem here is none of us honestly really paid attention, so... maybe? I don't know what... I've given up on the Bible. But this is good writing, I will have to say that. This book is getting a very high rating. If we can get a little bit of comedy and kinking, this might be a new top book, or among the top books at least. Sorry, among the top books.
No, he's sus.
Job 5. Therefore, Paul, if there are any who will respond to you, and turn to one or another of the saints. Truly, anger condemns the fool to death with one F, and envy kills the petty. I have seen a fool with a strong root, and I have cursed his excellence without hesitation. His sons will be far from prosperity, and will be crushed at the gate, and there will be none who can rescue them. Their harvest the starving will eat. The armed men will rob him. Rob? Did somebody say rob? And the thirsty will drink his resources. Nothing on earth occurs without a reason, and sorrow does not rise from the earth. Man is born to labor, and the bird to fly. Therefore, because of this, I will beg the Lord and place my eloquence before Skytis. He does mediocre and unfathomable and miraculous things without number. He gives rain over the face of the earth and irrigates all things with the waters. He places the humble on high and encourages the grieving toward health. He dispels the thoughts of the spiteful, lest their hands be able to complete what they had begun. He catches the wise in their cleverness and dissipates the counsel of the perverse. They will encounter darkness in the daytime, and they will grope at midday just as in the night. Thereafter, he will act to save the needy from the sword of their mouth, and the poor from the hand of the violent.
This is some really good writing. Jesus Christ.
No, Jesus Christ is in the New Testament. We're plenty far away from that. And there will be hope for those in need, for iniquity will diminish its speech. Blessed is the man whom Skytus corrects. Therefore, do not reject the chastisement of the Lord. For he wounds and he cures. He strikes and his hands will heal. He will deliver you into 6 tribulations, and in the 7th, evil will not touch you. During famine, he will rescue you from death with one F, and during war, from the hand of the sword. You will be hidden from the scourge of the tongue, and you will not fear calamity when it arrives. In desolation and in famine, you will laugh, and you will not dread the Bistonians of the earth. For you are in harmony with the stones of the land, and the Bistonians of the earth will make peace with you. And you will know that your home has peace. And concerning your appearance,
A piece of what?
you will not sin. Peace in my mouth, Daddy.
Yeah.
Concerning your appearance, you will not sin. Is this referencing drag again?
Dragging what?
Maybe he's telling you you're ugly?
Remember how the Bible was, how Bible decided that it's not allowed to be dressed as a man in woman's clothing? We had an entire thumbnail around that. It's no drag allowed or something. Remember that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, now it's saying concerning your appearance, you will not sin. It's circling back.
No.
I'm sinning right now. You're so welcome. Likewise, you will know that your offspring will be manifold, and your progeny will be like the grass of the earth. You will enter the grave with abundance, just as a crop of wheat is gathered in its time. Behold! This is just as we have found it, which you have heard. Walk it through your mind. Job 6. But Job, responding, said, I wish that my sins, for which I deserve wrath, and the calamity that I endure were weighed out on a balance. Compared to the sand of the sea, they would appear heavier, and so my words are full of sorrow. For the arrows of the Lord are in me. My spirit rings of their indignation, and the terrors of the Lord are soldiers against me. Will the wild ass bray when he has grass? What?
The ass is another name for a donkey.
But was that already a thing back then?
I know that's a modern translation. What do you want from me?
Attention, love, and intimacy.
Just a quick question. Are we still on about the guy in his monologue?
In his what?
In his monologue against after all that stuff happened? Or did I miss something out?
I mean, it's a new monologue, but yeah, Job is basically, Job is like Skytus' homeboy, and he's like Skytus is
I know
giving
he
him a
got
good
fucked
life.
over.
Satan was like, "Ha! I dare you to give him a terrible life," and then Skytus was like, "Sure, I'll take you up on that." And then Job was like, woe is me, my life is so bad. If you compare all the good and all the bad that I had, you would realize that my life fucking sucks. Help! And he's just complaining more, basically.
Okay.
It's pronounced Job. Job
Joe
Biden. Or will the cock's bellow when he stands before a full manger? But I know her. Or can one eat bland food which is not seasoned with salt? Yes. Speaking from experience, you very much can. Or can anyone taste that which, if tasted, causes death with one F? Can somebody think of a more stupid question on the fly? Can anyone taste that which, if tasted, causes death with one F? Yes. Literally, because...
I don't think death has one F.
It does. That's what it says in the Bible. Do not question the Bible.
I think if you spell death with an F, that means a person who can't hear anything.
Well, I would rather be deaf than listen to more of the Bible, but we don't get our wishes here.
Actually, it's entirely up to you.
The things that my soul was unwilling to touch before, now, because of my anguish, are my foods. Who will grant that my petition may arrive, and that Skytis may bestow on me what I expect, and that he, who at first had crushed me, will let loose his hand and cut me down? And may this be my consolation, that in afflicting me with sorrow, although he might not be lenient with me, I still do not contradict the words of the Holy One. For what is my strength, that I may continue? Or what is my goal, so that I may act patiently? My strength is not the strength of stones, nor is my flesh made of bronze. Behold! There is no help for me in myself, and my loved ones also have withdrawn from me. He who takes away mercy from his friend abandons the fear of the Lord. My brethren have disregarded me, like a torrent that passes swiftly through the steep valleys. Those who fear frost, snow will rush over them. At that time, when they are scattered, they will perish, and when it becomes hot, they will be freed from their place, called sauna. The paths of their steps are entangled. They will walk in vain and will perish. Consider the paths of Thema and the ways of Saba, and wait a little while. They have been thrown into confusion, just as I had hoped. They have even come to me and are overwhelmed with shame. Now you have arrived, and merely by seeing my affliction, you are afraid. Did I say, bring to me and give to me from your necessities? Or free me from the hand of the enemy and rescue me from the hand of the strong? Teach me, and I will be silent. And if by chance I have been ignorant of anything, instruct me. Why have you diminished the words of truth, when there is none of you who is able to offer proof against me? You prepare speeches as so much noise, and you offer words into the wind. You encroach upon the orphan, and you strive to undermine your friend. Such is true, so finish what you have begun. Listen closely and see if I lie. Respond, I beg you, without contention. And, speaking what is just, pass judgment. And you will not find iniquity on my tongue, nor will foolishness resound in my throat. You are right, Teras. I agree.
I'm not.
We'll do 2 more and then you're free.
I know.
You've done your service for today.
Impressive.
You're so welcome.
Let me see.
Oh, this is episode 50. We have to do special things like me telling you when we're done instead of you telling me when we're done.
Yeah.
Job 7. The life of a man on earth is a battle, and his days are like the days of a hired hand. Just as a servant desires the shade, just as the hired hand looks forward to the end of his work, so also have I had empty months, and have counted my burdensome nights. If I lie down to sleep, I will say, when will I rise? And next I will hope for the evening, and will be filled with sorrows even until darkness. My flesh is clothed with particles of rottenness and filth. My skin is dried up and tightened. My days have passed by more quickly than threads are cut by a weaver, and they have been consumed without any hope. Remember that my life is wind, and my eye will not return to see good things. Neither will the sight of man gaze upon me. Your eyes are upon me, and I will not endure. Just as a cloud is consumed and passes away, so he who descends to hell will not ascend. He will not return again to his house, nor will his own place know him any longer. And because of this, I will not restrain my mouth. I will speak in the affliction of my spirit. I will converse from the bitterness of my soul. Am I an ocean or a whale that you have encircled me in a prison? If I say, my bed will comfort me, and I will find rest, speaking with myself on my blanket, then will you frighten me with dreams and strike dread through visions, so that, because of these things, my soul would choose hanging and my bones death with one F? I despair. By no means will I live any longer. Spare me, for my days are nothing. What is man that you should praise him? Or why do you place your heart near him? You visit him at dawn, and you test him unexpectedly. How long will you not spare me, nor release me to ingest my saliva? What?
What?
Paris.
Yes.
I highlighted 719 for you. Please elaborate.
719. How long will you not spare me, nor release me to ingest my saliva? He's strangling him.
Fuck.
Okay. I have sinned. I mean, Teras is familiar with strangling. He's had a rough past. I have sinned. What should I do for you? Oh, keeper of man. Uppercase O, that is. Why have you set me against you, so that I have become burdensome even to myself? Why do you not steal away my sin, and why do you not sweep away my iniquity? Behold! Now I will sleep in the dust, and if you seek me in the morning, I will not remain. Almost done, Teras. One more. I believe in you.
I'm done. My brain.
Okay, you get to read the final one, Teras.
Oh, okay. Where's the
But
final
hold on.
Which one? Where am I?
The only one visible. Job 8.
Job.
What did job 8?
I mean, job 8. But bolded the Saphite
It's like sir, as in sir, dude.
Sahites responding said, "How long will you speak this way, so that the words of your mouth are like a changeable winds? Does Scaris supplement judgment, or does the Almighty subvent that which is just? And if now your children have sinned against him, and he has dismissed them into the power of their iniquity, even so you should arise early to Skydas, so as to beseech the Almighty. Stop moving. If you approach with fuck off purity and fucking son of a bitch and honesty, he will quickly be attentive to you, and a peaceful life will repay your righteousness. So much so that if your former things were small, your latter things would be multiplied mediocrely. For inquire of the earliest generation, and investigation diligently in the history of the fathers. Of course, we are but of yesterday, and are ignorant that our days on earth are like a shadow. It's amazing that they put that in the brackets. What the fuck? It's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna die, mind you. Like, just NFYI. And they will teach you, they will speak with you, and will offer you the eloquence of their hearts. Can the marsh plant live without moisture? Or can sages grow without water? When it is still in flower and has not yet pulled up by hand, it withers before all other plants. Just so are the ways of all who forgot Skydas, and the hope of the hypocrite.
Your stream is quite far behind.
It is miles behind, yeah. I'm going to use the opportunity and not look at the Bible. I'm still reading. I'm not even making this up. It's still behind. That's how far behind it was.
I don't know what to tell you. I already scrolled slightly before you were done in anticipation, but
Oh, there we go. There he is. Will perish. His frenzy will not please him, and his faith will be like a spider's web. He will lean on his house, and it will not stand. He will prop it up, but it will not rise. He seems to have moisture before it stops scrolling. Before the sun, he's scrolling again. Before the sun arrives, and at sunrise, his sprout shoots forth. His roots will crowd together over the heap of stones, and amongst us, the stones he will remain. If someone is devoured right beside him, he will deny him and will say, I do not know you. For this is the benefit of this way, and others in turn may spring up from the earth. Skydus will not discard the simple, nor will he extend his hand to the spiteful, even until your mouth is filled with laughter and your lips with rejoice. These who hate you will be clothed with confusion, and the Skydus tent of the impious will not continue. See, it's a lot easier to read it when it's not written like a fucking madman in a fucking funhouse.
Oh, you're welcome that I took care of those chapters for you then. Well, I thank you for your service, Teras.
Oh, that's my cue to leave.
Yeah, I can still see you.
That was easy.
Look, he's still there. Quick, everybody, laugh at him. I'm sure he will realize soon
He has
enough.
suffered enough.
Okay, well, let's take this off. Oh yeah, I prepared the text in case I forget. Where the fuck is it? Let's take this off as well. Well, shall we continue?
You do you, I guess, but I think I'm done as well.
Nah, this has been plenty. I can't be giving people more content for free. I gotta charge money at this point. This has been more than loaded.
Yes.
If like for anyone watching, if you haven't noticed all the things that I've prepared for this, I don't know what to tell you. I in fact prepared more that I didn't get to use because nobody died. But let's just pretend there was a new character, and then
I wish I died.
And then he died. It's not working. And then he died.
Oh damn.
This is not working. Well, I prepared it, it's just not working.
Yeah, because I didn't actually die, probably.
And then he died. Okay, fine. I guess I don't get to showcase what I prepared.
What did you prepare?
Well, I'm trying to showcase it on stream right now. You'd have to unmute the stream and listen, but it's literally not working. No, it's not they died. It's and then he died. But I don't know what the fuck this thing is doing. And then he died.
It's voice activated or what?
It's supposed to, but it's just no. And then he died. No. Things I just said and any kind. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I definitely didn't say and then he died. I give up. I actually give up now. No, this is not working.
Maybe you set the child-friendly filter or something? And he doesn't
no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that it doesn't know this word, so it's kind of struggling. Also get wrecked, cat peasant. Get wrecked, cat peasant. There we go. Nargor. Okay, Nargor doesn't want to add anything.
What?
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 Would you like to add anything?
To whom?
To me, even though he's not here.
Yeah, I want to see your legs now.
What's in it for me?
Satisfaction.
That's not enough.
That's all you get.
Well, then I'm not gonna show my legs again.
Fair enough.
2 gifted subs or a tip of $5, and I will show my legs in more detail than you probably were hoping for.
I actually had to cut back on some things, like a stream I had been subbing for 3 years. I unsubbed. So no, I'm not gonna give you $5 for showing your leg.
I have a feeling I may or may not know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet.
I don't think he would really care all that much.
I know. He doesn't care about stuff like that, but it's still a bit sad.
Values you being there. Well, no, you got enough of my legs. Just for the record, I had to pay for this outfit myself. Where's my pay for this?
Obviously.
So, yeah, I'm just pointing that out. Like, somebody had to pay for this.
Just in case someone thought you actually became a nun and got this for free or what.
None of this is real.
None of this. There you go.
In the beginning, there was a subscriber.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Siba Eric.
It's your lucky day.
Oh no.
In the beginning, there was a subscriber. I agreed, so...
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Fabi432.
And not for 2 legs. How about you increase the...
That's what you could have...
Yeah.
That's what I... Yeah, you're welcome. Basically.
What did I miss? I was looking otherwise.
Well, I hope the anonymous gifter, whoever that may be, is happy with their money that they spent. It's not my fault that you felt sexually aroused enough to make a mess.
Yeah, Fanti. Clean it up yourself.
Well, you're all free to leave, as you have been since the moment we started. Actually, since before the moment we started. I would just like to reiterate that nobody is forcing you to stay here. Fanti, why did you gift yourself a sub? Good question. Why did you? This is... Why is this so uncomfortable to wear over long times? Like, it's not that thick, but it's just...
Probably because you bought it for cheap. Shit.
How would that relate to... That doesn't even make sense.
Okay. You guys have fun. I'm going to leave.
Thank
no
you
one's
for
having
your,
fun here.
Visiting. What the fuck's the word? Company.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I shall see you soon, TM. Oh yeah, also... Go ahead, Nargor.
I was just gonna say that sorry for being a little bit off today.
I find it very weird. Why do people, when somebody says go ahead, when two people were about to say something, why do you say I was only gonna say, and then you say exactly what you were gonna say? Why don't you just say what you were gonna say? Why do you preface it with I was gonna say when you're gonna say it anyway? Like, what's the point?
Well, I had two things I wanted to say, and I think that was the most pertinent at the moment.
Okay, that's for this specific case, but I mean in general, people do this, and I just wonder why. Why do you say I was gonna say? And then you say, instead of just saying what you were going to say, because the other person said, go ahead. So, I don't know, it's just a very weird social, I guess, norm that you just do it like that. Never understood
we're
why.
Very sorry about that.
It's confusing.
As you should be.
Also, Nargor, this is a Bible reading. There are no standards or expectations or anything. I don't know if you noticed.
Are you just saying you're happy I am here?
Maybe also, but if you haven't noticed, I'm sitting in a... What was it? I think sexy nun outfit?
Definitely.
That's what it was listed under. That's why it doesn't go all the way down to my feet. That is specifically what I looked for. So, I don't know if you think there's any standards, I don't know what to tell you. And thus, if there are no standards, then you cannot fall below expectations or standards, because there are none.
Yeah, but I can still go lower. I'm a Finn after all.
This is the Bible we're talking about. You can't go lower than the Bible.
Can you just say, yeah, okay, it's alright, don't worry? Isn't that like...
No, that's I don't say that. I prefer the more convoluted way. And that's how Nargor
what
knows
will
that
happen
I'm
now?
and that's how Nargor knows that I'm being genuine. Anyways, for future Bible readings, or I guess actually any streams, $10, and I will be wearing this for the rest of the stream. I'll pay off this outfit somehow. Just tip me $10 and I will be wearing this for the rest of the stream. Simple as that. I'm sure I'll reimburse myself eventually through this. Anyway, I think it is time to leave. We are done. Who's doing the streaming thing? Where are we going? Well, Borvik is doing Wolfson and Tenka. Tenka still. Well, I guess he hasn't been streaming for a while. Nargor, where are we going?
Let's go to Hevan.
Hevan doing Vampire Survivors. Okay. Sure.
Because I don't like Volkshen.
Also, I forgot I have outro. Well, I mean, there was also the option of Tango with Diablo, but sure, we're going to Hevan now. So, for anyone that's new here, yes, we do this on the regular. Maybe not this crazy, but yes, we've been reading the Bible for almost 2 years by now. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats.
Not to brag or
Rats
anything.
crazy. Oh, this is great. So yeah, there will be more Bible readings in the future. On average, every 2 weeks. Saturdays. Always on Saturdays. Well, actually, maybe sometimes on Sundays, but usually every 2 weeks on Saturday. I will be here reading the Bible of Teras and hopefully with a guest. Tune in! And if you want to be a guest yourself, send me a message on Discord. My Discord is, somewhere down below the stream or !Discord. We can figure things out. Trust me, there are not very high standards. You don't have to have a camera. It's optional. As long as your microphone doesn't blast out everybody's eardrums, it's probably fine. I will be back on Monday, which is in 2 days, at a somewhat similar time. Basically 1 hour 20 minutes ago. Whichever time that comes out to be in your time zone. I will be back on Monday. It's 7 p.m. my time. I'm from Germany. You'll figure out what that is for you. Currently, I'm playing through Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered on Mondays. What's after that, I don't know. I'm just playing through a game on Mondays, and then Saturday streams are either Bible or whatever the hell I feel like, if it's not Bible. So basically, Bible or surprise game. Think of it that way. I tend to do a lot of speedruns, especially recently again, but it might also just be other more casual gameplay stuff. We're raiding Hevan. He's playing Vampire Survivors. If you don't know about Vampire Survivors by now, honestly, you've been living under a rock. I don't know what to tell you. You'll find out soon. He's a Swedish... I can't speak. He's a Swedish streamer, but he will speak English if you speak English. And he might also teach you a few words in Swedish if you would like. Join in on the raid, see if you like the vibe, and, if you don't, then you can always leave. I hope I'll see you again on Monday. Also, if you really care, I have a second Twitch channel where I do low effort streams, and I've also been trying out streaming on YouTube recently. Hey, look, YouTube. Ooh, the funk. We're leaving. Okay, bye.